time to wake up with a nice cup of morning roast.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky.
Well, I'm about that action, boss.
Take him out! This is the morning roast on 95.7 The Game.
Yes, sir! Good morning, family.
Your voice cracked.
It did crack.
Your voice cracked in the middle of that. The 408 that normally tunes in at the beginning at 5 a.m. during the pregame show, 5 to 6, Monday through Friday. The 408 texts in, if there's no voice crack, that means it's going to be a good show. But if there is a voice crack, it's a bad omen. So I think we're still going to have a good show, Bonte.
Can I do it over?
You can do it one more time.
Damn it! Yes, sir! Good morning, family.
All right, there we go. It's going to be a good show.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
100%.
Oh, baby. Hey, folks.
It's football.
We made it. We made it.
Today marks the start of the 2022-2023 football
We
season.
made it, folks. Football season is upon us. Rams and Bills tonight at SoFi Stadium. Of course, Niners and Bears, we're going to get all into that because we have a special guest I teased that I thought was coming on yesterday. He's actually coming on today. Let's cross our fingers that he actually picks up the phone. But Jaquaski Tartt's going to join us at 8 o'clock. Former strong safety for the 49ers. Jaquaski Tartt. And you talk about a day Shasky's out.
Yeah.
Jaquaski Tartt's joining us.
I know.
Please pick up the phone, Jaquaski. Please pick up the phone. All right?
Yeah.
Please pick up the phone.
I need to redeem myself, Bonte, because we interviewed him once on the weekend when I was filling in with Tommy Call. We were doing one of our first shows, and we had Jaquaski Tartt on, and they were going down to L.A. I haven't really talked about this too much because it's embarrassing. But, the first question that I asked him? I was like, hey, I know you're going to L.A., and I know that it's only an hour flight down there. But is there a different type of food that you get on those flights when you're on an NFL flight as opposed to a regular flight down to L.A.? And he goes, no, you don't really get too much food. All right, great start to the interview. So hoping to redeem myself today.
He's an idiot.
How did I miss that show? Tommy Call and Stephen Langford?
Yeah.
Damn, that had to be, what was that, 4 years ago? 5?
It was about 3. Lot of Dolphins football talk.
Really? Oh, great. Yeah, and I'm kind of glad I tuned out of that one. It's 3 years ago. The Dolphins stunk.
Not really, but
yeah. I know. Tommy Call loves the Dolphins. We know he loves the Dolphins, the Kentucky Wildcats. Mm-hmm. Who's his baseball? Washington Huskies in college.
He's an A's guy.
He's an
A's guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he an A's guy?
Yeah.
He seems like one of those bandwagon guys. Like, if the Yankees are good, he'll wear a Yankees hat. If the Marlins are good, he'll wear a Marlins hat.
He's a stylish guy, so he'll probably wear a hat.
He tries to be swagged out.
He'll wear whatever hat fits his style, kind of like our very own Kyle Madsen.
Yeah. He's got all these hats, different hats.
Yeah.
What's going to force them? Madsen's got some money. He's got some money. Hats are not cheap these days. They're about $40 a pop. But look, man, good morning to everybody out there getting off their graveyard shifts. Good morning to everybody getting to work. If you're at work, what is happening? Good morning on those roadways. Be safe. Hopefully the heat dies down a little bit. I felt some wind in the city yesterday and on Treasure Island. So hopefully the heat wave is over. 650, don't interview Tartt. No one on the team, no one cares. You sure about that? I think a lot of people want Tartt back. No Jimmy Ward this week. No Jimmy Ward for the first 4 weeks. A lot of people want Tartt back. He was a good 49er.
One of the things I'd be very interested to ask him, too, is what the biggest difference is between how Shanahan and the 49ers coaching staff runs their training camp as opposed to the Eagles staff and how they run their training camp. Because, they got Nick Sirianni over there, a young guy. I wonder what the biggest differences are and just how he feels right now about being a free agent. And I was looking on his Instagram, Bonte. I mean, at the end of May, he was out at a concert. I believe the artist is called No Cap.
No cap.
One word, no cap.
No lie.
I had to research this. No cap.
So the artist name is basically No Lie.
Exactly.
Because that's what cap means these days.
Yes.
When I grew up, Langford, cap mean, hey, I talk about you. That's a cap. Oh, you capped on them. So if I say, hey, Langford, I don't like your beard.
Right.
Ooh, Bonte's capping on you.
Right.
Now cap means lie.
Right.
Which is totally different than the cap I grew up with.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel like people actually say, except for the late teens, early 20s, they actually do say, oh, that's cap. But mostly it's just used with emojis now with the no cap. But anyway, he was out at the concert with Trey Lance and also Trey Sermon, and this was at the end of May. So I'd be very curious to see what that concert was like, what Trey Lance and Trey Sermon are both like. I know Trey Sermon has been waived too.
Yeah, he's in Philly now.
Yeah, and he's in Philly. But I'd be interested, man. I'd be interested to see just everything that's going on with them right now.
Yeah, everything going on with Jacoski Tart, everything going on with the 49ers. And, we will get into the Giants because, I had to talk with the boss yesterday. Look. You got something personal against the Giants. I was like, no. I'm just speaking for a lot of fans who are frustrated about the philosophy and the talent on the field.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're going to take a different approach today. If we do talk Giants, where do you start to fix it? Where do you start? Because they lost another one yesterday down at Dodger Stadium. Trey Turner with the go-ahead double. And, of course, Max Muncy put it away with a 3-run jack. Started home run in 2 days against the Giants. I mean, what are you going to do about that? But they're a long way away. It's just, where do you start? Where do you start with the San Francisco Giants? I'm not even going to rip them. We know they're lousy. They're not going to the playoffs. It's all good, all right? How do they fix it? Because this is going to be a big offseason for them. We'll get to that. But, a lot of people, Fred, I know you were on Twitter yesterday, and we kind of brought it up in a pre-show meeting. Captain Gate. We're not talking about Klay Thompson.
Right.
We're not talking about Brandon Belt. We are talking about Trey Lance not being named a captain. The Niners named 6 captains yesterday, and Trey Lance was not one of them. And Joe Spinotti, who's running the board today, good morning, Spinotti, good morning, Lovin. Spinotti, he goes, there's only one other team that didn't name its quarterback a captain, and that's up in Seattle. Geno Smith didn't get to see.
Right.
I don't think Seahawk fans are tripping about that, but oh boy, you opened up Twitter yesterday and you hear from people through text messages, how can Trey Lance not be named a captain?
Well, this is also the first time since 2007 that there hasn't been a rookie quarterback that's starting for a team. So I don't know what it was like last year with Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, whether those guys were captains or not. This is a different team, though.
Yeah.
Like the captain thing, we're talking about captains. I don't care about captains. We're talking about captains. Not the game, not the player.
Captains.
I've never cared about a captain before.
Never cared.
We're in here talking about practice.
We're in here talking about captain.
Hey, this is great. And I'm going to stop you right there, Lafer, because Michael Irvin, the playmaker, joined David Arado yesterday. And here's what he had to say about Captain Gate.
Well, I was never a captain. I've never got named a captain. It doesn't mean that you're not a leader or that you can't lead. It's just, it's what it is. The guys understand. Hey, Trey Lance is a young guy. He's learning. He's coming through the ropes and everything. They want him to worry about him. Don't worry about captaining the whole team. You get yourself ready and get yourself right to play. He's a young quarterback. This has no bearing whatsoever.
And Michael Irvin, if you remember those Cowboy teams in the early 90s, dude, I looked at him as one of the leaders of the Cowboys. Troy, Emmett, Michael Irvin, the playmaker.
Right.
The guy walking up and down the sideline, firing people up, getting them right.
Right.
Michael Irvin is a Hall of Famer. He's told everybody, this don't mean anything.
I also think that Kyle Shanahan is just trying. I really think he because 49er fans, I'm going to say about it, they're nuts. 49er fans are insane.
It's getting worse.
This year, they've been insane.
It's getting worse.
Every single thing that's come out, there's an opinion on it right away. Like, you have to jump to some sort of conclusion. Like, they're nuts.
This organization needs a Super Bowl in the worst way.
Right?
Just calm down this fan base.
Something.
This fan base has lost it.
Insane, right? And I'm looking at the captains list right now. Fred Warner, all right, expected, 3rd season. Trent Williams, expected, 3rd season. He was also a captain with Washington. George Kittle, obviously, 5th. Jimmy Ward, 2nd season as captain, all right, 2-time captain. Eric Armstead, 3rd season as captain. Overall, great individual. Sometimes people have a problem with his play, but overall, Eric Armstead is the leader type, great individual. Nick Bosa, 1st season as captain. All right. I'm watching practice, Bonte, going to training camp. Nick Bosa did not say a word to anybody.
He never does.
He doesn't talk. I don't even know what the definition of captain is for a football team, at least when you're named a captain.
Right.
But as far as being a leader, like that's more important for Trey Lance than being a captain. And what I saw on that practice field with number 5 was a leader. That's what I saw. High-fiving every player, yelling at dudes, telling them where to go, telling them that this drill's going to be over here. All right, let's go. Like, yelling them over. That's all that matters. This captain thing, everyone's going crazy. We're talking about captains.
Let me ask you something. Who's the captain of the Golden State Warriors?
Steph.
Does he say a lot? Is he boisterous?
He actually was this year, Bonte. You remember they went on the little 8-game win streak after he kicked a chair. Was that this year or last year?
This year.
That was this year.
This year.
Right.
Or was it last year?
Or was it last year?
Man, I don't know, getting old. But like, a lot of people say Draymond Green, he's the boisterous one. But Steph leads by example.
Yep.
Leads by example. Buster Posey. He didn't say a whole lot, but he was the captain. Didn't say a whole lot, but he was the captain. We just watched the Derek Jeter doc.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't say a whole lot. Led by example. He was the captain. So I was kind of blown away, and I was a little fatigued by captain talk, as well as arm fatigue talk, as well as Trey's looking behind the shoulder talk.
Can I try to just convince you that arm fatigue is not necessarily a bad thing?
No, it's not. I know it's not a bad thing. The way it was reported, though,
right?
It was like, wait a minute.
Well, they gave you the what, but they didn't give you the why.
Yeah.
We learned about the why.
Learned about the why
these past 3 weeks, which was, and this was included in the Albert Breer article. I think David Lombardi wrote about it at one point, or no, it was Jeff Howe that wrote about it for The Athletic.
Right.
But his finger, when it was broken, I think that finger, it was a lot worse than we thought back in that season. And he's having to try a whole new grip, work his arm back to strength, possibly having to get ready to play. He was working to actually get that arm right. So arm fatigue, I'm looking at that and thinking, you know what? That's not too much of a bad thing. If he's trying to work to get that finger right.
Here's where I'm at with it.
What's that?
Every quarterback goes through arm fatigue. Their arms get a little sore. They're throwing footballs all day long at high, with a lot of velocity, deep, intermediate. You got to be on target. It's all you do. You're throwing footballs every single day. Arm fatigue happens. It happens. That's why I was like, wait, Trey Lance, arm fatigue. It shouldn't have been a story because every quarterback goes through it. High school, college. When I cover City College in San Francisco, quarterbacks always had ice on their shoulders after a practice just to get the soreness out. Yeah. Arm fatigue. It happens. Yeah. It happens. So that's why I was just like, arm fatigue, why is this even a story?
Well, I'm sure.
Well, you know why it's a story? Because it's the 49ers and this.
I'm sure Matt Stafford had the same thing when he was reworking his throwing motion after injuring his shoulder. That's why he throws sidearm. He hasn't always thrown like that. It was a little different in his beginning of his time with the Lions. By the way, did you see that he actually had the offseason surgery? Yeah. That's some news. He says he's feeling better than ever, and I'm not gonna think this is gonna deter him from the season because Matt Stafford, it feels like, is always playing hurt. But that's something that was pretty interesting. And when I said the 49er fans are insane, I'm not going to lie, I lost my track of thought, then started going to the captain's thing. I really think Kyle Shanahan understands how insane this fan base is and just likes to F with them.
Well, here's a great... Yeah, maybe. There may be something there. 415, just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the captain, Magic was the leader of the Showtime Lakers. And I just got through reading the Showtime book. Magic was the guy. Magic was the guy. Kareem was quiet as hell. They called him Cap because he was the veteran. But Magic led that team. Coop led that team. You know what I'm saying? Kareem was the
get that orange juice out of my face.
Right. I'm not gonna. Hey,
that was my favorite. That was one of my favorite parts of that series. By the way.
Yeah,
that orange juice ain't good enough.
That orange juice ain't good enough. The book is really good. The show is just out of control. But I haven't watched the Hulu one. The Hulu one I heard was pretty good. But Brandon Belt, he's the captain. It should tell you how important that is. I'm not gonna rip Brandon Belt. But here's what else Michael Irvin had to say about the captain on David and Rattle.
Trust me, whether he has a C on his chest or not, Trey Lance is captaining the team because he's the quarterback. He's the quarterback. We know how to put a C on his chest. That's no indication that he's not a leader or his team didn't pick him to be a captain. That's just not the truth.
Yeah, so Roasters, good morning on YouTube and Twitch and the Comcast Business Text Line. You heard it from the playmaker right there, the Hall of Famer Michael Irvin on Damon and Ratto. Everybody's looking at the quarterback. Whether you got to see it in the chest or not, it's not. I mean, people are really making a big deal about it. People are going crazy about it. Let's go to Eric real quick in Oakland, Lakeford. Eric in Oakland, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Look, y'all, it's not about it. Just this thing is a big deal. Last week, when Jimmy Garoppolo was re-signed, y'all was saying, whatever, it's not a thing. Now this captain thing isn't a thing. Now, when I'm waiting on hold, y'all bringing up arm fatigue and all this. Let me ask you this. If they lose to the Bears on Sunday in Chicago, will all this be a big deal then?
No, it will not. The bigger deal will be the loss to Chicago. Nobody will be thinking about the C on his chest, Eric. Eric, let me ask you this, Eric. You believe this is a big deal that Trey Lance wasn't named captain?
You know what I mean? You're coming into year number 2 now, and there's still questions about him being the starting quarterback.
But let me ask you, Eric, you think it's a big deal that he wasn't named captain yesterday?
No, I think all of the things, if you take them all together, man, you guys got red flags around that situation. That's what I think.
Okay, Eric. 650 Comcast was the text line. Like you, Bonds, hey, you're leading the show, but Shasky has to see on his chat.
I mean, what
pretty good.
is Trey Lance going to be like?
Material.
I mean, if you're going to compare him to Brandon Belt, is Trey Lance going to be like coming out there with is he going to tape a C to his shoulder just so he can convince you that he's the leader? Like
coming out with a yacht through the Levi Stadium tunnel.
Yes.
You know, there's no water around.
Yes.
Why not?
There's the peninsula to very end in Santa Clara.
There's like a little lake around there,
yeah,
but not much.
No, there's a little bit of a bay at the end.
Not much. Not
it's
much.
right at the very tip.
Dude, it is.
Just the tip.
This is insane. Captain Gate, by the way. The Red Gold pregame show debuts this Sunday with Larry Krueger and Lorenzo Neal at 9 a.m. The pregame show is presented by Harris Ranch Beef, legendary quality, and Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon. Also at 7:30, we're going to give away a Kirby gift card. That's right, love me. The Kirby gift card at 7:30. 7:30 is going to be the 5th caller. We're going to give out the number in a little bit for that. Kirby. Yeah, that is crazy there. That is crazy. 707. This is, if anybody wants to make a big deal about the captain thing, I'm here to hear about Deebo Samuel. And what about you about that? Look, 707. With Deebo getting less votes, nothing to see or hear anything. Deebo getting less after last year is more telling. And I'm there with him.
I totally agree.
That was telling to me, too. That was the #1 thing. Everybody's focused on the quarterback. But I'm like, man, Deebo had one of the most prolific offensive seasons we've seen in the NFL in the last 25 years. And he was that dude who carried his team in the postseason, carried him into the postseason. And he didn't get the votes to be a captain.
He was the face of your team last year.
The face.
He really was. Anytime you had the 49ers going up against somebody, it wasn't really Jimmy Garoppolo that was put up there. It was always Deebo Samuel.
Right.
You know, when they'd show those graphics, that one time they put Nick Mullins up there with like Drew Brees and these really, really good quarterbacks. So you remember that one time?
Right.
But I think that the Deebo thing is much more glaring. Like,
I'm totally with you.
You gave him a contract extension. You're giving him $25 million a year. Like, that's an indictment on Deebo.
Right.
I mean, I'm seeing here. Where was it? Where was the text? We're getting a lot of texts this morning.
Yeah, about the captain stuff.
Where was it? It was saying something about like if the players didn't vote for Trey, or if the players didn't vote for Trey.
I saw that too. I saw that. Here,
okay, but if the players didn't vote for Deebo,
right?
I know he's a wide receiver, but still, like this is the dude who's leading your team in the tunnel with Trent Williams to Super Gremlins,
right?
I think it's a lot more like it's.
Even though he was voted 8th and Trey was voted 7th, and the Niners decided to only have 6 captains, whatever. But Deebo's not a captain. Like, who'd you replace and that's the other thing. Who'd you replace? You know, Warner? You're not going to replace him.
No.
Not going to replace Trent Williams. Not going to replace George Kittle.
Right.
Not going to replace Nick Bosa now or Jimmy Ward, the leader of the secondary. And you're not going to, so... to me, it's tough. You want to have 8 captains. You want to have 12 captains. Remember high school football, you have your captains.
Right.
And sometimes the coach will sit out like 15 guys. They go out there to midfield and hold heads like, whoa, they have 15 captains? What is this?
Yeah.
Or sometimes you get to 1 captain. Sometimes you get to 3 captains. Does not matter.
What was the movie where they brought out their entire team as the captain just to scare the opponent? I forgot what the...
It wasn't Friday Night Lights, was it?
No, I forgot which football movie that was. I just like even with the Deebo thing in the end, like sure that's something. There's something there, but in the end, Bonte, this is just me. I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care. As long as they produce on the field, it doesn't matter.
We're talking about it because a lot of people want to talk about it, but let's go to Dom in Chicago. He wants to talk about Captain Drama, Langford. Captain Drama.
Hell yeah.
Dom, what's happening? You're in Chi-Town right now, huh?
Bonte, what's up in Gomes, man? I'm in Chi-Town. You ready for Sunday, brother?
Dom Gomes, man. You got out there early, man. What's going on?
I got out here early, man. I'm juiced, man. I'm actually catching a couple Giants games, too, but that's not really The Giants ain't really the talk of the town right now, but yeah.
Enjoy.
We out here, man. The Bay Area, San Francisco, we out here this weekend.
I love that, Dom. You got to hit me up. I'll be flying out Friday, so I'll be at the Saturday game, the Giants-Cubs Saturday, even though I'm thinking about going down to Notre Dame, but probably end up at Wrigley Field Saturday, and then, of course, the Niners-Bears on Sunday. You think of you're a lifelong Niner fan, Dom. Captain Gate. Do we even care about the captain stuff?
Silly. Why are we talking about this? And I'm not hating on him by no means, but the young man ain't done nothing yet. And that's not a knock, but he ain't done nothing yet. How you gonna name this man captain? He gotta prove himself at least a little bit. Come on now. People out here, like you said, we talking about captain? Come on, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about
let's go.
We're talking Dom, not the player. Captains.
Here. Y'all have a good day, man. I'm Juice, man. Let's go Niners, baby.
All right, Dom. Have fun out there. You got out to Chi-Town early.
That's fun.
That is fun.
I've never been to Chicago, man. Never. I've heard it's a great city.
Great city. And I lived there for a year. I went out there a few times. Chicago's fun.
Yeah, that's like number one on my list.
Just don't go in the wintertime.
Yeah, not going to do that. I think it's a little too late now.
All right, 888-957-9570. If you want to talk about Captain Gate, go ahead. If you think it's a big deal. Also, George Kittle.
Let's get to that on the other side.
That's worrisome. You want to worry about something? Not the captain. It's the groin of George Kittle. We'll get into that on the other side. Sponsored by Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority.
Looking for a fulfilling career with opportunities for job growth? Is paid training, excellent medical and dental benefits, and a pension important to you? Then apply to become a VTA bus operator, providing VTA customers with a great transit experience. Visit vta.org/point-A and apply.
Attention, Damon and Ratto take a break from this week of intense 49ers coverage to bring you Warriors head coach Steve Kerr. This is a guy that you just do not walk away from. Today at 4:30. Now, back to our regularly scheduled Football Mania.
Okay, you know those amazing spots only the true San Francisco locals are in on? Like that place with the square pizzas? Or Mama Hoo-Hoo, the spot for sweet and sour chicken that's anything but so-so. Or you know, with the Granch dressing. And all the other spots the real SF locals know without us even saying them. Yeah, they're on DoorDash. San Francisco gets it. DoorDash has it.
Live on DAZN pay-per-view, September 17th, Part 3. Canelo versus Triple G to take the trilogy. Bad blood, a score to settle, controversy, brutality, pure hostility. For victory, for history, for the trilogy. Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin. September 17th, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Visit DAZN.com.
Why spend hours negotiating with a car salesman to get the best price for a vehicle you want to buy? At BMW of Fairfield, we give you our very best, most competitive price right up front. By eliminating the price negotiation process, we create a comfortable environment that helps our guests enjoy an experience that's often hostile and difficult at other dealerships. There is a better way. Experience it for yourself at BMW of Fairfield. One price, one person, 1 hour.
If you're a professional builder or designer, here's some good news from Golden State Lumber. Their relationships with Capital Lumber, Cal Cascade, Humboldt Sawmill, and others have led to an increase in lumber inventory. Golden State strives to deliver most materials the next day, if not the same day. Be sure to download the Golden State app, which provides access to hundreds of resources. Find it at goldenstatelumber.com. For 3 generations, Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you may be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com. That's getrefunds.com.
Elise and Carl's Bakery needed a small business loan fast, but instead of going to On Deck, Carl called
Lone Falcon!
Really? Carl?
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com. And if approved, get your loan as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank, a Utah Chartered Industrial Bank member FDIC. Limited eligibility for same-day funding. OnDeck does not lend in every state. All loans subject to lender approval.
Visit Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill September 23rd through September 25th for their fall clearance sale event and take advantage of one-of-a-kind opportunities. Visit Friedman's Appliance Fall Clearance Sale event for the best time to save on new appliances for your home.
Take Bart to Lake Merritt Station this Saturday, September 10th for a celebration 50 years in the making. Bart is celebrating 50 years of service to the Bay Area with the Family Fun Festival. The big birthday party is free and open to the public from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bring family and friends for food trucks, music, games, prizes, and more. Get details at bart.gov/50 years. That's bart.gov/50 years. Celebrate with Bart at Lake Merritt Station this Saturday. Let's go!
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
This football season, adopt a new tradition that's sure to turn fans into family. The Jim Beam Highball. That's beam and soda over ice with a lemon slice. Share one at the stadium or make one at home. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2022, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
This is Stephen Curry, and you're listening to The Morning Roast with Bonte and the Butcher on 95.7 The Game.
Hey, Steph, Butcher's out. Nice guys in, Steph. See you in a couple weeks, Steph Curry. 4-time NBA champ, tied with LeBron James.
Rated 96 in 2K.
Yeah, just a 96. Just a 96. Dubs are coming back into our lives very, very soon. I saw somebody text, hey, Ponte, did you check out that U.S. Open match? Not only did I check it out, I had to go to bed early. I went to bed in the middle of the fifth set, and I was like, dude, it's pushing midnight, man. I got to knock out.
Well, yeah.
I got to get at least 5 hours. At least.
I didn't watch it.
Are you a big tennis guy?
I'm a very, very casual tennis guy because growing up with English parents, you watch a lot of tennis. I watched a lot of tennis growing up, but ever since I, moved out, went to college and all that, it kind of went off tennis for a little bit, but I'll watch every now and then. I like watching the championships.
Steven, you're a big Andy Murray guy.
Big Andy Murray, not more Tim Henman. That's my guy, Tim Henman.
Andy Murray, 3-time major champ. And 2 at Wimbledon, 1 at U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. Look at that knowledge right there. Come on, Spadoni. Who loves you, Spadoni? Hey, look, Eddie Murray, Roddick got the 1 championship at the U.S. Open. Look, you don't got the big 3 in this tournament. Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Djokovic. This tournament's been amazing.
Right.
Alcaraz, I never watched him play until last night. And they're like, oh, he's 19, he's really good.
Yeah.
The behind-the-back shot that we all saw online was just absurd.
Yeah. No, he said he's 19. Like
19 from Spain.
The first one to win it or to get to this point at that age since Nadal in 2005. I'm like within tennis, within men's tennis especially, you're kind of been finding that next up and coming star because it's always been those guys you mentioned, Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal. But maybe Alcaraz is one of the next up-and-comers here who can actually give them a run for their money and maybe be a guy that we talk about, 10, 11 years' time, and he's still doing it. Maybe he could be one of those up-and-comers. That's an interesting one, man. But I'll be watching the final.
Yeah,
I'll be watching the final.
No, the final may be on a Sunday. I don't know how much of the final we're going to be watching.
Ooh.
That's going to be tough.
Ooh.
But the semifinal, who's our guy?
Never mind.
First African-American. Tiafoe. Francis Tiafoe. First African-American to hit the semifinals at the U.S. Open since Arthur Ashe, 1972, I believe?
Damn.
Yep, first American to reach a semifinal since John Isner in 2018, and first at the U.S. Open since Andy Roddick back in 20 years ago.
And he beat Nadal, man. He broke his serve. But Alcaraz was down to his last shot. Sinner from Italy, and he's a good player. That kid could play, too.
He's only 21.
He's only 21. This kid was hitting shots. I was like, damn, these guys are balling, right? This guy Sinner had match point, Langford. Match point. Alcaraz breaks him. He forces that fifth set, and it was just nonstop, over 5 hours action. That's what sports is all about.
Yeah, the finals are on Sunday. So the semifinal, though, I'll be locked into the semifinal.
Yeah, we'll be locked into that.
I was actually watching the Tim Donaghy doc, The Untold.
Man, I can't.
Operation Flagrant Foul.
I need to watch that over the weekend. I haven't had time to watch it.
Yeah.
It's on the docket.
I'll say one of my my favorite part about it is there's only like a handful of people that are actually talking. Sometimes it can be like a little oversaturated.
Overkill with all the people.
It's just like there's too many people. It's like, how is this person involved? How is this person involved? It's very straightforward, and it's actually fascinating that this whole operation that was done, it was just done through Tim Donaghy and a couple of friends, and then you had a couple of FBI agents.
Scott Foster talk?
There was a little bit of Scott Foster talk, yeah. Man, Scott Foster young. When you see these guys and how they just show them on the TV, like when they show the owners and stuff, like Mark Cuban when he was young, Mark Cuban is aged like a fine wine, man. Mark Cuban's a lot better looking than he was back in the early 2000s.
Dude,
I don't know. It's just fascinating.
Dude, Donaghy, he made out like a bandit. I can't wait to watch this doc.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Nobody looks good.
Let me ask you this, because I keep hearing that. Nobody looks good. Nobody looks good. Nobody looks good. Scott Foster going to ref next season? How can you bring him back after the doc? You can't possibly bring him back to an NBA court after that doc.
If you watch the doc, it's, just wait till the end and you'll see. I do think that you would ref it next season. I do think so.
He's going to get booed a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, it's going to get ugly for him.
But the Untold series has been fantastic.
Oh, they have been.
My favorite part about all of them is that they really have conflicting sides. So, like, documentaries don't always do this where they actually tell the person, like, hey, this is what he said about the situation.
Right.
And then they're going, oh, that guy's an effing liar.
Right.
Like they do more of that on this series of documentaries than a lot of other ones. So I highly recommend it.
So we had the Manti Te'o doc. We had the and one. I watched that.
Yeah, that's the new one. The volume 2.
The players got they didn't get any money. So you got the Donaghy. There's another. We got a couple more too.
Oh, there's quite a few. There's Malice at the Palace.
Malice. I saw that one.
That's all volume 1.
Yeah, I didn't. I feel like they rushed through it.
They did.
There was more to it. There should have been more focus on Ben Wallace because he instigated everything. But look, we're going to get into Niners and Bears. We teased that we're going to get into George Kittle. George Kittle, day-to-day with the groin injury. We'll do that after Tom Thayer. Tom Thayer is the color commentator for the Chicago Bears. He's been doing it since 2005 on the radio side. Okay. He's a Notre Dame Fighting Irish, drafted back in 1983. And look at this. He was in the USFL, Langford. I got to give you this book, man. Jeff Pearlman wrote a book about the USFL. Pretty good, and the former president ruined that league. But he joined the Bears before the 95 season, won the Super Bowl with the Bears back in 1985, and he was named one of the 100 greatest Bears of all time. So this game is is going to have some meaning to him. Tom Thayer on the other side. But George Kittle, your quick thoughts before we go to Tom Thayer.
Well, George Kittle has made me look like a fool on the air whenever I talk about injuries and whether they're questionable, whether you think they're going to play, because you do that thing on Friday where you're previewing the game, the final injury reports come in, all right, this dude's listed as probable, questionable, blah, blah, blah. George Kittle has proved me wrong more than any other player. Like, I remember in 2019 after I saw the ankle was hurt after that Cardinals game, and then he goes into that Packers game and catches 6 passes for, I think, like 123 yards. He had that deep shot at the beginning of the game. I believe it was at the beginning of the game.
What was the Arizona game on Halloween when he had the pop capsule in his kneecap?
Yeah, and then
I still don't know what that is.
Turns out he had a pop capsule and a bone chip in his ankle, and he was playing through it. The hamstring, I will say, like, when we talk about the offensive line, George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk should be involved in that conversation.
Yep.
And George Kittle not going to be if he's not ready to go week 1, okay, it's the Bears.
That's a problem.
But if he's not ready to go, say by week 2, week 3, I mean, the fact that this is already happening right now and he's been suffering hamstring injuries, it's not a good look right now.
We haven't talked enough about the tight end room and how thin they are outside of George Kittle. You have Ross Dwelly, Croft, boy, he's so important in the run game. It is, as well as the passing game. Now you get even more attention on Deebo Samuel. You get more attention on Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
And the safety valve for Trey Lance. So George Kittle has to go. We'll see if he practices today, but he's day-to-day with the groin injury. But we're going to get to Tom Thayer, color analyst on the radio side for the Chicago Bears. Been doing this since 2005. We'll get some insight on the Bears and their game plan possibly against the 49ers this Sunday. Week 1, it's happening. We have Rams-Bills tonight down at SoFi Stadium. What time's that kickoff? 5:15? 5 o'clock? Woo! Cannot wait for that.
Yep.
And we get to go to bed early, man. That's another good thing about that. We love that. All right, this segment was presented by Go to Say Lumber. Lumber and building materials for professional builders and contractors throughout Northern California. Visit GoToSayLumber.com. What's coming up on the game? Sponsored by Fremont Bank Full Service Banking. No compromises. Tom Thayer, color analyst for the Chicago Bears.
After a big win.
Kick rolls down the middle and good! 49ers win it!
Or a brutal loss.
They lost in worse fashion to a worse Cardinal team at home.
Take him out! You have to tune in on Monday.
Jerry Rice live on YouTube and Twitch via Zoom on the Morning Roast.
The guy that's really gonna have a breakout year is Brandon Ayuk.
There isn't a better place to be come Monday morning than 95.7 The Game.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Pink Floyd's Roger Waters. This is not a drill.
We're doing a show in the round. It's something new. I'll look forward to the challenge.
Featuring his songs from the golden era of Pink Floyd. Friday and Saturday, September 23rd and 24th, Chase Center in San Francisco. Tickets on sale now at RogerWaters.com. Produced by AEG Presents.
At Harris Ranch, we do beef, just like we've done for over 50 years. Beef that's raised locally right here in California. Tender steaks, awesome burgers, and California classics like tri-tip roast. The flavor you crave, the quality you trust time after delicious time. Come on, it's time to get out and grill. Harris Ranch, we do beef. Legendary beef. Legendary quality.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/sports, Click on Qualify Me and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
Don't waste your time trying to sell your old car. Donate it to Cars for Kids. It's the easiest and fastest way to donate your car and get a tax deduction. Donate online at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your car today.
Gorgeous gaming, stunning streams, unbelievable bandwidth. It's another Lifestyles of Gagillionaires. Meet the AT&T Fiber customers winning at life with hyper gig speeds. Meet Gagillionaire Terry. While his love of streaming horror movies has him constantly on the edge of his seat, his internet bill won't give him a scare.
Oh, don't go in there. I'm telling you.
Because since Terry upgraded to AT&T Fiber with hyper gig speeds, he doesn't worry about data caps or equipment fees.
Come on, man. The door's open for a reason.
And best yet, he also doesn't stress about a price increase at 12 months, because with the amazing Gagillionaire lifestyle comes an exquisite sense of tranquility. Most of the time. Live like a Gagillionaire. Get straightforward pricing with AT&T Fiber. Internet that upgrades everything. No data caps, no equipment fees, and no price increase at 12 months.
Limited availability in select areas. Visit att.com/hypergig for details.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Is your old bulk tank water heater dying? That's a good thing, because now you have the perfect excuse to get that Navien tankless water heater. Hot water as much as you need, only when you need it. Your old tank hot water heater kept pouring your money into itself. A Navien only heats water when you need it heated. Rest of the time, you're just saving the bucks. Put new life into your hot water. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com today and check out Navien's strong warranty too. Water, heat it only when you need it with Navien.
You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips. Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Breaking news on 95.7 The Game is brought to you by Beat the Street. For tips to win a $5.6 million prize. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh my God.
Now, back to the Morning Roast with Bonte and Shasky.
Chicago. Going to be a good time this weekend. By the way, Comcast Business Text Line, 650. Morning, Bonte and Nice Guy. Bonte's old buddy Marco Navarro will be out in Chicago at both the Giants and Niners game this weekend celebrating his bachelor party. This is his cousin Hav, and I just want to send a shout out to him. Thanks, guys. Marco, you got to send me a picture of Marco. I know a couple Marcos. I know Marco Polo. I think he's back in Spain.
Luciano?
I do know Marco Luciano. Marco Navarro. Marco from OG SF State, maybe? Marco, hit me up. A lot of people going to be in Chicago. I wish you was out there in Chicago, Nice Guy. By the way, 7:30, we're giving away a Kirby gift card.
Yes.
Maybe we just ring it and give it to you.
I could use it right now. Jessie ran over a nail yesterday in her tire. I replaced it. Very temporary fix, but I could definitely use Kirby's right now.
You didn't use Kirby? It comes straight to your house. Should have called Shasky. Hey, get Kirby down here right now. I have a flat tire. I have a nail in a tire. Get Kirby down here.
That was my mistake.
That was your mistake. Kirby, giving away a gift card, 7:30. But first, let's go to Tom Thayer out in Chicago. One of the greatest Bears of all time. Went to Notre Dame. I kind of want to go to Notre Dame on Saturday, Langford. I'm not going to lie to you. They play Marshall. Would love to go see Touchdown Jesus, but he's an NFL champ. Won a Super Bowl with the Bears in 1985. And now he's a color commentator for the Bears on the radio side. Tom, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Roast. Nice Guy, Stephen Langford and Bonte Hill. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, guys. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you coming on with us to talk about the Bears and the 49ers. And let's just start with the quarterback. This has been we always talk about Trey Lance out here and Jimmy Garoppolo, but also Justin Fields, because a lot of Niner fans wanted Justin Fields, and a lot of us thought, man, maybe he's going to be married to Kyle Shanahan with all the quarterback camps or whatnot. Where's Justin Fields at now in year number 2? Because I remember last season against the Niners, he had one of his better games in his rookie year.
Yeah, I think last year he was just kind of flying by the seat of his pants. He was a rookie that was uncertain with the terminology, didn't know how the talent fit in around him. And I think if you go back and going through all the OTAs, going through the mandatory minicamp, going through training camp, the development of the relationship between he and Luke Getsy has really helped the development of Justin Fields. He understands what he's saying in the huddle. They've simplified the terminology. He understands his escapability and how it fits in according to the protection that he originally called. So the elements of Justin's traits in terms of his feet talent, escapability, long-distance passing, targeting, it's really shown in training camp. But now I think that he's developed a good sideline relationship with Luke Getsy throughout the preseason. And when they finally got the game plan for a team in the last preseason game in the Cleveland Browns, you got a little bit of evidence of how their relationship is developing. So rather than only thinking this is a one-man show and how Justin is going to play out, I think it's equally as important as how Luke Getsy calls the game for Justin Fields.
Is that the number one thing that Chicago Bears fans want to see this season, in that the improvement with Justin Fields? I don't know if playoffs are really in the realm of possibility for the Bears this season, but is the number one thing that the fans want to see just the improvement from Justin Fields so that they can say, you know what, we have our quarterback, let's build around this guy?
Of course. The thing about it is because of the contract scenarios that these quarterbacks go through, if Justin Fields doesn't step up to the plate and prove that he is really a guy that you can invest in the future at the quarterback position, and now it's a $250 to $300 million investment. So they want to make sure that if they do have to invest in the future in Justin, that he is a bona fide number one starting, division-winning quarterback with or without Aaron Rodgers, considering his age and the age of Justin Fields. But, Justin, he needs to be complemented by the offensive line, that's for sure. And they brought in new offensive line coach Chris Morgan, who's done a really nice job throughout the preseason. But if Justin Fields can put his traits on display and get the best out of David Montgomery at the running back position, continue to develop what they have with Darnell Mooney and the rest of the receivers, because on the offensive side of the ball, that's probably the biggest unknown is the receivers. Mm-hmm. And then you have to have Cole Kmet have a season similar to George Kittle. And I think when you talk about two guys in Justin and Cole Kmet, those are the two guys that have to put their talent where they're drafted and what they can do for this offense on display.
Tom Thayer on the Morning Roast, color commentator for the Bears on the radio side of things, played for the Chicago Bears and won a Super Bowl, excuse me, back in 1985, Tom. Braxton Jones is going to be on a spot. He's going to have a spotlight on him at left tackle. I know Justin Fields was talking about that yesterday because he's going to have to block Nick Bosa. But you talk about the unknown with the wide receivers. But the Bears have to be feeling good, especially Darnell Mooney, because Jimmy Ward's out for the 49ers. How can we expect the Bears to attack the Niners in a passing game?
Well, first of all, they better be able to run the ball. And when you talk about Nick Bosa specifically and Braxton Jones, the young rookie offensive tackle out of Southern Utah, my main objective is going to be able to, or try to dominantly run that outside zone play right at Nick Bosa. Mm-hmm. Make him play the run before I line up in 3rd and 9 and let him take advantage of a young rookie tackle. So I think if they can run the ball with the physical style of running of Dave Montgomery and that group, and then you got to put them in realistic down and distances when you are going to throw the ball. Whether it's play action or straight drop back, you got to respect what Nick Bosa can do. So it's about making sure that they call the right types of protection, give Braxton Jones a little bit of look-see, whether it's from the back or the tight end, or even Cody Whitehair, the left guard. just make sure that you don't put him on an unrealistic island out there. Don't put him in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 with no help to his backside. I think that's really, suicide or protection I'm just talking about when you talk about what Nick could do to a young offensive tackle.
Yeah, one edge rusher that I want to focus on with the Bears is Robert Quinn, because Trey Lance is going to be on the lookout for him, no doubt, here in Week 1. And Quinn's been in the league since 2011, bounced around from the Rams to the Dolphins to the Cowboys and then, of course, to the Bears. You could always rely on this guy to get maybe 8 to 10 sacks a season at least. But in his first season with the Bears, he only had 2, and last year he has 18 and a half. I mean, how does he get that 16 and a half sack jump on that? I mean, that's crazy.
I think when he came in his first year with the Bears, he was dinged up a little bit, both in his knee and his lower back. So he didn't have any training camp, those necessary one-on-one reps that you need just to kind of sharpen your skill. But, Robert's been out there every day, and he's really, I sit out there and I watch one-on-ones, and I'm watching him as an offensive lineman and watching him as a defensive end. And I always think, where would my aiming point be on Robert Quinn? Because he's got such a difficult aiming point because of the type of stance he comes out of, his bendability, the way he can turn a corner. So if he can get complimented by Al-Quadin Muhammad, who they brought here from Indianapolis, if they can get pressure from the 3-technique defensive tackle and Justin Jones, I think it will put more pressure on the offensive tackle. But then look at the offensive tackle you're talking about. To me, Trent Williams is one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. So it's not Nick Bosa against Braxton Jones. This is an 18-sack type of defensive end against one of the best offensive tackles in the National Football League. So it's kind of a different type of battle that we'll be watching and talking about.
Yeah, Robert Quinn only had 2 pressures against Trent Williams last year in the game the Niners won at Soldier Field 36-22. We're talking to Tom Thayer, color commentator for the Chicago Bears. He'll be on the call, of course, Sunday when the Bears and Niners hit the field for Week 1 of the NFL season. These young corners, though, in the secondary. I do love Eddie Jackson out of Alabama. I've always been a fan of his. But tell us a little bit about this cornerback room with the Chicago Bears, because I think that's going to be an area the Niners could attack with these young corners.
Right, I do too. Jalen Johnson is a guy that's really had a nice beginning to his career. Super confident, a long guy. He's got good feet, and he's willing to play the physical style of cornerback requirements that Alan Williams, the new defensive coordinator, and Matt Eberflus has put on these guys. The great unknown is the free safety, Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon. But I will say this, for a young rookie cornerback, whether it's one-on-ones out at practice, which is kind of an unrealistic drill, he's super physical at the line of scrimmage. He can make the wide receivers kind of reroute because he's got good hands and he's got really creative feet. He may not have the world-class speed that if he's got a trailer receiver for 60 yards down the field. However, his ability to play the outside with the boundary, but then move inside on that slot corner when they go 5 DBs. I've been super impressed. Then Jaquan Brisker, he's got the willingness to tackle. He'll play at linebacker depth. He'll play deep. He'll come up and hit the running backs, or he'll include himself in tackling in the wide receivers. But when you bring up Eddie Jackson, he's still the guy that has to have a rebound season. When he was here his first couple years, he was a turnover machine, and a lot of them resulted in touchdowns. Last year, he didn't play physical. He was backpedaling when he should be coming forward. So if the guy that can help the defensive backfield the most is probably Eddie Jackson, but he's got to get back to the form he played at 2 years ago rather than last year.
Tom, this has been one of the craziest off seasons for the 49ers that a lot of 49er fans can remember. Just what's been your view from the outside looking in? Jimmy Garoppolo thought he was going to be off the team, and then they ended up signing him back with the pay cut. Trey Lance is still the starter, but Jimmy Garoppolo is still the backup. I mean, what has been your view from the outside looking in at this situation with the 49ers?
Because I don't know Trey Lance very well. I just know what we see from the highlights and stuff. I always kind of felt that why would you anoint that this guy is the missing link to the San Francisco 49ers going to the Super Bowl when he doesn't have a great deal of experience? And, I know what they went through with the contract scenario and the trade request and everything with Jimmy Garoppolo, but I always felt that Jimmy Garoppolo needed to be signed there just to give you a security blanket if things went a little bit haywire with Trey Lance. Obviously, the guy has dynamic athleticism, and the Bears' defensive backs won't be able to turn their backs to him, or else he'll take off and make everybody pay. But you know how difficult it is for quarterbacks to, really fall into a rhythm and become the player that they're ultimately going to be. Everybody's not going to be a Joe Burrow. Sometimes it takes a couple years to really to get the best out of you, what you're going to offer a football team. I think he's got a great future, but to me, I think it was the right decision to some way, shape, or form bring back Jimmy Garoppolo in case the worst scenario happens.
Tom, before we let you go, Niners-Bears. You played in a lot of those big games. NFC Championship game at Soldier Field when the Niners came out there and won. You guys played when Refrigerator Perry came out to Candlestick Park and played fullback. What's some of your memories of playing against those great Niner teams? Because Bears-Niners has a very weird history to it. It's a deep history. Gale Sayers, 6 touchdowns, Wrigley Field back in the day. What's your memories of playing against those great 49er teams?
The most physical game I ever played in was we beat the 49ers 10-9 on Monday Night Football in Soldier Field. And, you have a couple collisions as a pulling guard against Ronnie Lott. And they're memorable because he was such a great player. But to me, the biggest disappointing loss in the history of my football life, and I went to Notre Dame and lost against USC all 4 years.
Oh, wow.
The biggest loss in my life was the NFC Championship game when the weather and the conditions and bear weather and everything was on our side, and San Francisco came in here and beat us with the right to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think any of us from the 85 team we've never gotten over that. And even doing some stuff yesterday with Dan Hampton, that game is so memorable to us because it's the biggest disappointment in all of our football lives.
Wow, we could go another 30 minutes with you about those great Bear teams and Niner teams in the 80s because Jim McMahon, I've heard him say, man, we should have won all 4 years. We had home field advantage there in the late 80s. But, Tom, you were great to us, man. We got to do this again soon. Hopefully the Bears have a good year because they are one of the blue blood franchises in the NFL. But we can't wait to get out there. I'll be out there Sunday in Chicago for week 1. I can't wait to get to Soldier Field. Tom, thanks so much for the time today.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thanks, Tom.
Thayer, color commentator, for the Chicago Bears radio network. He's been doing this since 2005 and never beat USC in all 4 years at Notre Dame. Man. How many Fighting Irish can say that? Wow.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And do not forget that you can also watch us every day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game. Don't forget, we're giving away a Kirby gift card at 7:30. 7:30. If you don't call and get this gift card, I'm giving it to Langford because he has a nail in his girl's tire. By the way, that 10-9 Monday Night Football game, you know why I remember that? I was a kid.
Why?
I had chickenpox that day.
Really?
I had chickenpox. It was around Halloween. I had the chickenpox.
Damn.
And I remember being in the tub for so long with Epsom salt. I was like, what's going on with the game? And the Niners just got beat up. Scored 3 field goals there. I remember that game because I had chickenpox. I had chickenpox. True story. True story. Man. Top there, man. And a lot of those Bears teams are disappointed they didn't win more. But, you look at this matchup here, it feels like the playing field is starting to even out because of the injuries with the 49ers, including George Kittle. What was your reaction when you heard the news from Kyle Shanahan yesterday that George Kittle is day-to-day with a growing injury?
Well, the 612 here at the Comcast Business Text line says 100% Kittle is out for Sunday. And I'm like, no, it's not 100%. It's never 100% with Kittle. I'll just say, you can miss out on Kittle. You can miss out on Jimmy Ward for this Week 1 matchup. Tom's the color guy for them. He's very tapped in. Yep. But I'm just looking at this Bears roster compared to the 49ers right now, and I just don't see there being any chance that the Bears can win this game, even if George Kittle is out. I really don't. I don't understand. I'm not afraid to say that, look, this could easily be a 34-13 game. for the 49ers.
Wow.
I really think so.
Even without Kittle.
Wow. Even without Kittle. I don't think the Bears are very good. I know they got Roquan Smith, and I mentioned Robert Quinn, talked about him too, but I just don't. Unless this lingers on into the season, I'm not going to worry about it past week 1. You know what? Hell, if his hamstring's bothering him, sit him week 1. It's fine. Let him sit. Let the team win. I don't think the Bears are going to win that many games this year.
Is it a hamstring or growing?
It's a hamstring.
Because I've seen both reports. If it's a hamstring, that's even trickier.
Right.
I don't like either. I don't like either injury because they both linger.
Right. 2017, missed a week of training camp with a hamstring injury. Has had shoulder problems, knee problems. Dealt with a tight hamstring during training camp in 2020. Had a sprained left knee during that season. I mean, he's had a bunch of problems. So George Kittle just plays a very physical brand of football. I'm not too worried about it right now, unless it lingers on into the season. When you start facing the likes of the Rams and the Chiefs
and the Chargers
and even the Broncos in week 3.
Oh, that's going to be a problem.
You're facing Russell Wilson.
We're going to do some predictions tomorrow with the schedules and stuff like that. I've already got that next to my calendar as an L.
Really?
I do not expect the Niners to win in Denver.
Yeah, I did the playoff predictor thing this morning, so I did the win-loss record. I mean, sheesh, I don't know. These are a little skewed. I don't know if I believe in these records too much after picking all the games.
I just see Russell Wilson Sunday Football in NBC. I've seen the Niners win in Denver one time in my life, and that was with Alex Smith and Frey Gore. Last game of the season, I think it was 07, maybe 06, but they won in overtime in that game. And I was like, oh, the Niners, they have so much momentum going into the next season. And then North Turner took the Chargers job late in the offseason, and a guy named, was Jim Hostler was the offensive coordinator.
Yes.
And it wasn't pretty.
Eesh.
It was a lot of 3rd and 6 Fred Beasley draw plays.
Right. But
not good.
Fred Beasley. But after this week, then I'll start worrying about it. But this week I'm not too concerned. What about you? I feel like there's some concern on your end.
It's always hurt.
Yeah.
It's always got an lingering injury. It's always something. And when you look at the tight end room for the 49ers, you just think, all right, are they deep enough at tight end? Like I'm watching Georgia last week, right? Against Oregon. And Georgia had 4 5-star tight ends on their football team. Brock Bowers, I think he's from Napa, California. Like George Kittle, he blocked some poor Oregon Duck into the 5th row on their first touchdown. I mean, just manhandled this guy on the goal line. Just blocked him out of bounds. I said, I need that guy on the 49ers. This guy number 0, dude, looked like he was created in the lab. And I said, I need one of those tight ends because Ross Dwelly, is he a factor in the passing game? No. He's a good blocker. He's an okay blocker. But he's not a factor in the passing game. And that's the that's what separates George Kittle from a lot of tight ends.
Right.
Is his threat in the passing game. He's a threat in the passing game. He can get speed. He's just always banged up. And I don't like starting the season, all of a sudden you got a lingering hamstring / groin. I mean, it's not good.
No, you're not. You're not starting off the season on the wrong foot. But I would not be shocked this year, though, if out of nowhere Ross Dwelly is the one who gets the first touchdown of the season if George Kittle doesn't play.
So you're
just because no one's paid attention to Ross Dwelly. Everyone's focused on Ayuk. Everyone's focused on Debo. It's like Ross Dwelly, watch out. Bet you that happens.
Dude,
I don't know what the betting odds for that prop are.
Here's your backup tight ends. Charlie Warner from Georgia, blocking tight end.
Right.
Ross Dwelly, 3rd Street tight end.
Right.
Probably most likely a blocking tight end. Then you have Tyler Kroft.
Right.
Don't know much about Tyler Kroft.
Tyler Kroft made some plays in practice.
Talk about practice or we talk about captains.
But they're not. But the thing is, they're not George Kittle.
They're not George Kittle.
That's the conclusion we can come to.
They're not
George Kittle. So unless this lingers on later on in the season, that's when I'll start to worry. But right now, I'm personally okay because I just don't think the Bears are a good roster. Even if you're down to starting tight end and you're down your starting free safety.
See, I get a little freaked out when people do that.
What?
I do. Everybody's writing off the Bears in week 1.
Yeah.
And I don't like when the public does that.
Why?
Because weird things happen in the NFL.
They do.
The Bears are hearing all this, and they're saying, man, we don't have a shot in hell to beat this team.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just pulse all this stuff, because that stuff happens. The Bears locker room right now is saying, nobody's giving us a damn shot. We have Cole Kmet. They don't have Jimmy Ward. We're going to go right at Hufanga in pass coverage.
Right.
All right, we have speed on the outside. Nobody knows about our speed, but we have speed. They have no Jimmy Ward. George Kittle, blocking tight end. Robert Quinn maybe switch his side and say, you know what, I'm going to rush on this end. I'm going to go at McKivitz. Brunskill's also on the injury report. So the George Kittle thing, it's just like, out of all the things that happened yesterday with the captain stuff and the Jimmy stuff, not having 85 out there, now all of a sudden Debo's getting doubled. Now you could just bracket Debo Samuel. You could possibly bracket Brandon Ayuk. Now you put a lot more pressure on Danny Gray to make plays or Ray McLeod to make plays, and you put a lot more pressure on the run game, and that's where the most impact may happen is in that run game with George Kittle. George Kittle's not in there run blocking.
Right.
Now all of a sudden Elijah Mitchell doesn't have the holes to run through on the outside, because George Kittle's probably more valuable in the run game than the pass game for this football team. So maybe I'm freaking out a little bit. We'll get the injury report, but I don't like it, Lakeford. Day-to-day, hammy.
Yeah.
Hammy. You know how tricky those are.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just not scared of the Bears, Bonte.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I think that pass rush is going to get to him. I think Nick Bosa, Javon Kinlaw, whoever's on the other end, maybe it's, Drake Jackson, who Ebicom, I think they're really going to feast on that Bears offensive line. I don't think the offense is going to do anything, so I'm not worried about Jimmy Ward. If I had to pick between the two, I'd say I'm more worried about the offense without George Kittle than I am about the defense without Jimmy Ward.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I will say I'd be a little more worried there, but still, to me, it's the Bears. 650 Comcast was his text line saying he's with you on that. You never know what can happen any given Sunday. Here's what's going to happen. I think the Niners are going to blow the Bears out. That's it.
We'll get there right. It's a growing confirmed. Mayoko corrected himself. Okay, all right. Well, growing heavy. He's hurt. He's day-to-day. We'll get the specifics on the injury because I was told it was a groin. But anyway, what's coming up on the game? Sponsored by the San Diego Tourism Authority. We're going to give away a Kirby gift card at 7:30. Kirby gift card coming up at 7:30. Tukwaski Tart, 8 o'clock. Tukwaski Tart, 8 o'clock. That's appointment radio. Also, Jim McMahon tomorrow, Lakeford. Jim McMahon tomorrow. We're going to play that at 9 a.m.
I'll be great.
It'll also be on YouTube, uncut, unedited, and uncensored. You don't want to miss that tomorrow. We got a jam-pack. We got a great 2-day stretch here as we get ready for Niners and Bears. Don't forget, Rams, Bills tonight, week 1 of the NFL season kicks off. A lot of people jacked up because it is football season. But even if we want to squeeze in some Giants, I think we do it next, Lakeford. How can they fix themselves? How's this going to get prettier? I have no idea. Maybe you have more answers than me, Lakeford. We'll do that on the other side. Okay. When you're happy and you know it, in San Diego, there's no limit to how you can show it. Endless sunshine, coastline, and outdoor adventures inspire waves of feel-good vibes. Plan your trip today at sandiego.org.
Everything, our farm, our stand, our pop-up shop, it really all started when we discovered the benefits of local, raw honey for our family.
And then we decided to turn it into a business.
We were looking for something to help us get up and running.
So we got the Chase Business Complete Banking Account.
It's more than a bank account. It comes with Quick Accept, which lets us take card payments anytime, anywhere in the U.S. using the Chase mobile app. Plus, we get same-day deposits at no extra cost. For us, it's more than honey. It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking Account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc. Subsidiaries of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Whether you're buying a new car or used one, it's a big investment, which is why you should choose Pennzoil Platinum. It helps extend the life of your engine and protect it up to 15 years or 500,000 miles, whichever comes first, guaranteed. That's because Pennzoil's base oil is made from natural gas and 99.5% free from engine clogging impurities. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Enrollment required. Keep your receipts. Other conditions apply. See pennzoil.com/warranty for full details. Find it at Firestone Complete Auto Care.
We all know someone who's all work and no chill. Trust me, that used to be me. But then I found Galaxy Z Fold 4, which allows me to do more things at once. Much better. Now I can take video calls from my phone and use it to take notes at the same time.
Wait, are you at the spa?
Or check my shopping list while ordering more scented candles and face masks on the foldable, expansive screen. Don't take your to-do list one line at a time. Multitask so you can relax.
Get the new Galaxy Z Fold 4 at Samsung.com today.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 9/21/22. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
Dell Technologies semi-annual sale has arrived, and it's time to upgrade to the latest business technology. Save big on laptops and desktops with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get amazing deals on server, storage, and cloud solutions, as well as top work accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for special business offers during our semi-annual sale.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Dell Technologies semi-annual sale has arrived, and it's time to upgrade to the latest business technology. Save big on laptops and desktops with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get amazing deals on server, storage, and cloud solutions, as well as top work accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for special business offers during our semi-annual sale.
Kirby is your driveway mechanic. They bring the shop to you with brake replacements, oil changes, washes, and so much more. Get $50 off your first oil change with code OIL50 at Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com and use code OIL50.
Now, back to the morning roast with Bonte and Shasky.
You know what? We have a Kirby gift card coming out in 12 minutes. We're giving one away in 12 minutes. The hell with the Giants right now. We'll fix them later. It's NFL Week 1. Kickoff tonight. SoFi Stadium. The defending champion. It's tough to say, but they're the champs. The LA Rams going up against everybody's favorite, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
A lot of hype on the Bills. So much hype that I was drafting Josh Allen early in drafts because I think he's gonna throw for over 40 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. I think he's just gonna be phenomenal. But football's back. So you know what? I'm gonna do our roasters a solid. Giants lost yesterday. They lost 2 or 3 to the Dodgers. They've lost 10 of 11 to the Dodgers. Max Muncy owns them. The offseason's coming for them. We'll get to how to fix them, and we've got a lot of suggestions. A lot of people say, just go get Aaron Judge. I don't think it's that simple. But, Steven, it doesn't feel appropriate to talk about them right now.
No, I'd say just my quick thoughts, like just a quick fix. Rodon has made it clear that he likes it here, likes the coaching staff. Number one on my list would be, look, you got to sign Rodon. You got to do it. I know you don't sign pitchers to 5-year deals. Someone offers him a 5-year, $25 million deal. You know what? You offer him a 3-year, $30 million deal. Like, that's what I want for Rodon. I'm willing to overpay for him. And then on the other side, man, there's a lot of changes that need to be made, but just sign free agents where you can't platoon them, where you physically can't. Like this year, their roster is full of guys who they feel they need to platoon because they don't trust them against certain pitchers. Well, sign some guys who you could trust against anybody so you do not platoon them. I know it's all part of their game plan or whatever, but they haven't had a roster that has stars like that where it's like, you know what, if we platoon them, that's a detriment to the team. Like, they haven't had those type of stars. Brandon Crawford actually was that guy in 2021. So I want to see if they could sign any guys that are like that. That's really my fix, Bonte. That's my fix.
Let me ask you real quick before we go back into the Niners.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani, you believe he's going to be traded this offseason?
If they get new ownership, they'd be smart to try and tear that thing down, I think. Yeah.
He's got a year left on his deal, correct?
Right.
Would you trade Kyle Harrison to go get Shohei?
Yeah.
Without a doubt?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would, because you're gaining a pitcher in Shohei.
Yeah.
If you're telling me that I got to, trade my number one pitching prospect right now, one of the best pitching prospects in all of baseball, yeah, I'd be willing to do that because Shohei's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Even for a year of control, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You try to re-sign him. I tried to re-sign him this season. I'm
I'd be willing to do that.
100% with you.
Yeah.
100% with you.
It's Shohei.
I know Kyle Harrison's a local product, and that's all cool. I'm trading him for Shohei Ohtani. Shout out to De La Salle, because I know Kyle Harrison went there and I know his family's probably listening.
Yeah.
Look, I love you, Harrisons. I love the Harrisons. I love Kyle. I would love to see him come up. But if Shohei's on the block, nobody's off limits.
Right.
Nobody.
You know me. I'm a big farm system guy.
Yeah, you are.
Kyle Harrison, I saw him play in San Jose. I saw him pitch. I'm a big Kyle Harrison fan, too. But if you're telling me that you can get a historic player
that's what I'm saying
in Shohei Ohtani, then yes, I'd be willing to do that.
Shohei is a pitcher and a 30 home run hitter. I mean, we're talking about power. You watch his at-bats and the plate coverage. Just like, where do you throw the guy?
Yeah. Look, I know a lot of fans, maybe here in the Bay Area, have stopped paying attention to what's going around baseball. But go to just ESPN's page, go to the Angels, and look at who's leading in every single category, not only on the hitting side, but on the pitching side.
Yeah.
It is all Shohei.
Well, somebody, and this is why I asked the question. 650 Comcast Business Text Line, 100% Bonds. What kind of question is that? Well, the reason why I asked the question, because we could ask Mark Willard a little later. The reason why I asked it, because Mark Willard and Shasky looked me dead in the eye and said, no, we're not trading Harrison.
Yeah.
He can't be part of that package. And I'm thinking, wait, for Shohei? Maybe they didn't understand the question. But I was like, wait a minute. You don't want to go get Shohei, and now some reasoning may be, well, you could wait a year and you may be able to sign him. I want to just go get the guy. Get him in my system, trade for him, and I don't want to bid against the Dodgers. I don't want to bid against the Padres. I don't want to bid against the New York Yankees or their Cubs or, I don't want to bid against those dudes. Let me get this guy now. And if it costs Harrison, then it costs Harrison. That's so we're in lockstep.
Yo, well, 100%. It all depends on new ownership, though, what they want to do. I thought they should have traded Shohei at the deadline. Like, I really did, because they could have gotten a lot in return for him and started to build up this roster, because it's been proven now since 2018 that even though you have two of the, like Mike Trout too, one of the best players that I've ever seen in my life, no doubt, 5-tool guy. Shohei Ohtani, one of the greatest. Any A's game that you can see with the Angels, like I was out there. You know what I mean? You got to watch that because those two are iconic, but they haven't built a team around him. The ownership has screwed them. So I wonder if the new ownership is going to. And I don't even think the sale is finalized yet.
No.
But I think once they bring new ownership in, I think it'd be smart for them to tear it down. So yeah, of course, the Giants should be in the running for that.
Dude, and I'm seeing on YouTube LQ, Shohei going to Seattle. Well, where's Trout going to go? He's got, Trout. He's been hurt. He's got 32 jacks this year.
Yeah,
he's got 32 jacks.
He's unreal.
I mean, they got Shohei and Trout. They can't win a damn baseball game.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, back to the Niners here. Here's what Trey Lance says. Everybody, we started the show, talking about Captain Gate or whatnot. I'm going to ask you a couple questions about the Niners, because I do think too much is starting to be made about the quarterback position. We'll get into that in just a second. But let's put the captain stuff to bed. Here's what Trey Lance had to say about not being named captain yesterday down in Santa Clara.
Obviously, that's a goal of mine, but man, I don't think you can look at any 6 of those guys and be like, hey, that guy's a bozo, because those guys have all played football at a very, very high level. So yeah, situations are different. I'm excited. I voted for every single one of those guys, so I think each and every one of them deserves it. But yeah, it's definitely a goal of mine moving forward. But those guys have all proved it, and that's what this league is all about.
Get more impressed with Trey Lance at the podium every single day.
Did he say bozo or bosa?
Bozo.
Because you could see a bosa as part of the captain. Look, one of the comparisons that I want to make, one of the analogies, and I could be wrong because, look, I'm not that strong of a Marvel fan. I've seen a lot of the movies, but Captain America has the name Captain in it. Supposedly, he's the leader of that team with Marvel. He's the captain. Well, you know who's the real captain of that team? It's Iron Man.
It's
Much
Iron
to the
Man.
detriment of that team, it is Iron Man.
It is Iron
He's not
Man.
the one with the captain in his name. He's not Captain Iron Man. Like, Trey Lance is the leader here. Just because the C isn't on his shoulder doesn't mean that he's not the leader of this team. Captain is just a title. It's just a title.
By the way, Mark Willer's texting.
What's that?
You misunderstood the question. Shohei wouldn't command Harrison. You're going to compete with the Dodgers next winter of him either way. All right, I misunderstood the question. That's fine. That's done. If he doesn't command Kyle Harrison, then great. Go trade for Shohei. But that's it. I don't even want to chat about it later. I don't even want to chat about Shohei or Harrison.
Willard just told you didn't understand your own question?
Yeah, I guess. I thought I asked him straight up, would you trade Harrison for Shohei?
Yeah.
But, you know,
no, it's going to be a lot more than that, but...
No, I'm never going to touch it Willard, we're not talking about it. Go walk your dog. Put the dog to bed. Pick up the poopy. Pick up the poop. Michael Irvin on captains.
Well, I was never a captain. I've never got named a captain. It doesn't mean that you're not a leader or that you can't lead. It's just, it's what it is. The guys understand. Hey, Trey Lance is a young guy. He's learning. He's coming through the ropes and everything. They want him to worry about him. Don't worry about captaining the whole team. You get yourself ready and get yourself right to play. He's a young quarterback. This has no bearing whatsoever.
No bearing whatsoever. The playmaker on Damon and Rattle. Here's what he added one more thing about Trey Lance not being named captain.
Trust me, whether he has a C on his chest or not, Trey Lance is captaining the team because he's the quarterback. He's the quarterback. We don't have to put a C on his chest. That's no indication that he's not a leader or his team didn't pick him to be a captain. That's just not the truth.
All right, and now Shed. Go ahead. You want to say something?
We get a lot of listeners here, Bonte, who speak out against the participation trophy.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They hate participation trophies.
Well, you got a host who hates
You're one of them.
Yeah,
You're one of them, right?
Yeah, fruit snacks and Gatorades.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Capri Suns for everybody.
So you think just because this guy is going to be starting for his first full season that he deserves the captain title?
No, he doesn't.
No, he needs to earn it. So if you're one of those people who is saying, well, participation trophy shouldn't count. Oh, this is the participation trophy era, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, you're saying Trey Lance needs to be captain. This is an indictment on Trey Lance. Check yourself.
Check yourself.
All right?
Check yourself.
Because it's just like, you're being hypocritical then.
Yeah.
It's just you can't have both. So
can't.
I don't really... He can earn it. Next year, I think how they do it with the patches is normally they put the C, and then after 1 year of being a captain, they put 1 star on, or is it when you're during your second year?
Yeah, it's like 1 year's 2 star. I don't. Right. When the NFL started doing it, I was like, this is stupid. This is just dumb. You don't need to put the C on your... Like, come on, man.
That guy's a bozo.
Yeah, well, you want to hear from Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah.
It's Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, boy. I'm sure he loved answering questions about this.
We got Trent, we got Kittle, we got Bosa, we got Debo. No, sorry, we don't have Debo. We have Armstead, Jimmy Ward, and Fred Warner.
Shanahan don't even know who the damn captains are.
He doesn't
Know who the damn captains are. Where did Lance finish in the voting for the captains?
Was 7th in the voting. I just don't want to put 7 on there. Debo was 8. That's why I mentioned his name on accident. We just wanted to go with 6. They don't allow 8 to the coin toss, I don't believe. So it's also his first year starting for us. I think guys do, there's not many rookies who end up being the captains. I know this is his second year, but he's a rookie for us in terms of his first time being our starting quarterback.
Oh, man. Here's more on the captains. I can't get it up Shanahan at the podium.
We got a lot of people we treat like captains. There's nothing. I mean, I respect the hell out of our captains, and our team does obviously too because they voted on them. But that's not everything to me at all. I always get the final tally, and I could cheat if I wanted to. I actually didn't at all. I agreed with all their choices, and I just made the decision not to have 8 of them.
I mean, like...
Devo's one of them. Oh, wait, no, Devo's not one of them. He didn't shit him.
We're just trying to find anything leading up to the season to create some sort of talking point. Literally anything. It's unbelievable. I really... it's crazy because you just don't think, you feel like, all right, we've reached the finish line here. All right, we got 2 more days. We have come to the conclusion that Trey's the starter, Jimmy's the backup. That's done. Finito.
What about him saying, I could have cheated, man? I could have cheated.
Like, what the hell, man? So now it's like, he's not a captain.
To some people, 888-957-9570 is a big deal to you that Trey Lance is not named captain. 925, Mahomes was captain his second year. This is a Comcast business text line. Trey hasn't done enough to prove anything to his teammates. He's lacking.
I agree with that.
If Debo was 8th, why did he say his name as the 4th captain? See, there's all this psychoanalyzing of the captains now. This is unreal. This is actually laughable. By the way, Beat the Streak. There's $5.6 million up for grabs with MLB Beat the Streak game. Check out the Beat the Streak daily podcast to find out which players have the best chance to get a hit today so you can get closer to becoming a millionaire. Call out players from your local MLB team who are hot or due for a hit. Download Beat the Streak daily on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. I almost said Shasky.
You were close.
Steven. I was close, but I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Steven. Nice guy. Langford. It's time to give away a Kirby gift card. Kirby gift card, baby. 415-951-2386. 415-951-2386. Caller number 5. Cinco. Caller number 5. 415-951-2386. You get a Kirby gift card. Because, like, if you're Langford and Jesse got a nail in the tire.
Brutal.
Yeah. Call. Kirby. C-U-R-B-E-E. Kirby. They come to your house. They come to where you're at. If you need an oil change, they change your oil. If you need a tire change, they change your tire. Need some windshield wipers? They'll come deliver some windshield wipers. Washer fluid, windshield wiper, all that stuff. Kirby. It's really great.
Right.
So, caller number 5, 415-951-2386. And also, Red Gulp pregame show with Larry Krueger and Lorenzo Neal.
Yes.
What do you think Neal's going to be said about Sunday, Soldier Field Sunday, Bears-Niners Week 1 NFL kickoff?
Come
at me, you got a low deal?
Man, I mean, it depends. I mean, if he was on the morning here when I believe it was Uncle Charlie who was joining the show all year last year.
Lance to make him dance.
Yeah. Lowe would have been all over that, so I'm sure he would have been Lance to make him dance, baby. He's all about that, and I can't wait till they play the Cardinals, and then all of a sudden Lowe throws in a little calamari and throws Krueger off a little bit. I can't wait till the Loweisms come into play with Krueger. I'll be listening to that show. I can't wait. Pregame, and they'll be, and if I'm not mistaken, for home games they'll be live from the Hilton
Hotel.
Yeah,
Hilton Hotel.
Damn,
the house Shasky and I made famous.
I promise you.
Was Joe Eustace still down there at the Hilton? Joe? No, because you did training camp. He was the GM there. You have Michelle and Joe Eustace.
Ooh,
I don't know.
We did. No, there was Michelle.
There was Michelle. That's my whole girl.
I didn't meet Joe.
Maybe Joe's somewhere else. I don't know where Joe is. All right, the pregame show presented by Harris Ranch Beef, legendary quality Jim Beam bourbon whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon. We just gave out a Kirby gift card. 888-957-9570. Captain Gate. Look at this. Look at the text here. No C on Lance's chest is just limiting extra pressure. Much ado about nothing. I don't even think it's that. I think it has nothing to do with anything.
It's like I'm going to repeat this again. We've talked about this briefly, but there is a difference between being a captain and being a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you have the C on your uniform doesn't always make you the leader. Like, I think we can agree that the leader of the defense, as he's a captain, is Fred Warner.
Right.
I don't really consider Nick Bosa to be the leader of the defense. I don't see him talking up that defensive line.
But his actions
speak for himself, right? Like he is the best defender on that team. He is the best player on that defense. So yeah, he's been given the captain's captain's title.
I'm gonna ask you a question based off this text from the Comcast business text line 925. Bonte would never be named captain by Matt Nahigan. Lubman definitely gets to see over Hill, Shasky, and Langford.
Facts.
So who would be the captain here in 95-7 the game?
The captain?
Gave the C patch to somebody. A host, a producer.
Wow.
Would it be Guru? Could you imagine Guru being the captain?
Well, I'd give it to the one and only Joe Spadoni because that dude works the longest hours out of any board op, and the board op's job primarily is to get the station on the air. That's the number one gig. That's the very basis of it. So without Spadone working in the middle of the day, you want to be on the air.
You know what?
He could easily, he has all the power. I don't think you realize this, all right? We may have the title of technical producer, but we have all the power.
Who was it? Stephen Lil Wayne, Real G's, moving silence like lasagna.
Facts.
Wow.
Like gnocchi.
Damn. That was impressive.
Yes.
That blew my mind.
Look, man, we've got the power, man. We control the commercials.
That blew my mind.
We control the Guru drops.
Tyler Miller.
Come on.
Tyler Miller.
Oh,
no. I got caught up in Garoppolo Mania. Hey, look, Bonte would be shafted like Debo for the captain spot. That's Tyler Miller on YouTube. Lubman, the captain. Is he a captain save him? Or is he a captain in 95-7 a game? Maybe that's our poll question of the day, Lubman. Who would be the captain here? Ray Rattle may be the captain. No, probably not. He wouldn't want to see. He'd reject it. David Bruce?
That guy.
Wow, look at this. Joe Spadoni, 925, Comcast Business Text Line. He's a Trent Williams in 95-7 a game. Protects everybody. I like that.
Yep.
I would give the C pass to Damon. That's from the 408 on the Comcast Business Text Line. Josh in San Jose. Nice guy is my captain for the 925 Comcast Business Text Line. A little strange.
The hell?
We're wording.
But
I would want to see. That's a lot of pressure here at 95-7 a game.
The thing is, man, with this whole Trey thing, we're just making all these determinations. Like, for example, the thing with, like, we go nuts over Trey. Like, the thing that struck me the most, okay, the Peter King stuff, saying that, up to week 7 in his section of his article, of his column, where it's like 10 things, I think. So in one of his I thinks, he thinks that by week 7, Jimmy could replace Trey. And I'm sitting here going, you know what? First 6 games of the season, 4 of those very winnable games. If he does struggle, I don't know, maybe they would consider it. I don't think they would. I don't think Trey's going to struggle, so that decision isn't even going to come into play. Albert Breer says 3 words, a little annoyed. Trey Lance was a little annoyed with Jimmy G, retracted those comments, and goes on to write a feature on Trey Lance being the starting quarterback, and we're out here calling out Albert Breer. Like, we'll call out anything that we see to talk about Trey Lance in that fashion, whereas, like, I just get, we need to see the season happen. We need to see it take place. We need to see Trey on the field. You're going to realize that this dude's a leader, man. He's going to be controlling the offense. He's going to be telling people where to go, making hand signals, calling audibles. Like, he's going to be the leader, even though he doesn't have to see.
This is fun.
Oh, man.
You're worked up right now, my man.
I am.
Worked up.
I am.
408 Comcast Business Text Line.
I apologize.
The Denver Clause is my C. Somebody's got to replace Shasky. You're replacing Shasky. I need a little. No.
For the 5-1. Sorry, Butcher came in 7. Oh, man.
Denver's is the only on-air host that has the most scars or earned a C in 95-7 a game. All facts, 415.
From the 510, we got Willard. Willard's a recently acquired addition. We need a full season of Willard first before we consider the C. It's like Trey Lance.
How about this one?
He's a great leader. Great to be around. I love Mark Willard.
How about this one? The captain needs to be flexible, always willing to step up. JD, John Dickinson for captain.
Hell yeah.
How about this one? 530 Comcast Business Text Line. The game captains, Dibs, Steiny, David, Bonte. Wait, not Bonte.
He was 8th in the voting. Oh, man. Guru is absolutely... Guru is in the running. I mean,
hold on.
Shoot, man.
This is good. There's so many things glossed over from Shanahan yesterday. Here's Shanahan. I'll listen to Cactus. Just listen to this one more time.
We got Trent, we got Kittle, we got Bosa, we got Debo. No, sorry, we don't have Debo. We have Armstead, Jimmy Ward, and Fred Warner.
There we go.
There we go.
That's it.
7 and 8. 7 and 8.
I'd put Guru right up there.
Oh, man, those 2 dudes at night are good. Which ones? We got a lot of people working at night. We got Alan Styles, we got Dan DeVoe, we got Whitey Gleason, you have Shamari Block, you have my boy Chucky.
Well, again, full seasons. We need a full season. Well, Whitey Gleason actually could be in the running for that, but we need the full season under the belt. It's like Trey Lance. A lot of promise.
So,
a lot of promise.
Poll question of the day.
Need a full season, though.
Poll question of the day. Who should be the captain here at 95.7 The Game? Bonte, Guru, Joe Spinoni, or Ray Randall to spite him? Is it okay to vote for yourself? I won't.
Is that what a real captain would do, though?
I don't think a real captain would do that. So I'm going to vote
Brandon
for.
Belt did.
I'm going Joe Spinoni. Joe Spinoni. So far, 5 votes. Bonte Hill leads the way, 60%. I'm talking in third person. Bonte Hill, the CEO of the NBC Sports Bay Area. JD is the captain, according to 610-619 on the Comcast Business Text line. Utility man handling press conferences. That's from our boy Burke in the Creek. What up, Burke?
You know who else is a captain on the Niners? Evil Jimmy.
Oh, gosh.
I'm the captain.
By the way, I got some sound about Jimmy. Something we all glossed over because Benjamin Albright brought the chopper. He brought the flamethrower yesterday.
He did.
But this got glossed over because he brought the chopper and he just, went out there and rock bottom a couple of journalists out there.
Was it glossed over, Bonte? Play the sound. Was it
It's
glossed
a situation where I think if you look at from the internal optics of it versus the actual practicalities of it, as soon as the Niners get the trade package they want, Jimmy's going to be gone. I don't even expect Jimmy to be there at the end of the season on that roster, even with that no trade clause. They wanted to be rid of him. They couldn't get the package they wanted because they had no leverage after surgery, and so now it's just hanging there in the air. But Trey Lance isn't annoyed at the situation. He's like, hey, look, it is what it is. It's a business.
Wow.
I'm telling you, by November 1st, and I said
you've been kind of on this.
Said this with you last week.
No doubt, you've been on this.
They brought Brock Purdy in as the third quarterback. Maybe they just didn't want to let him get on waivers because he wouldn't clear waivers. If Nate Sudfeld could go to the Detroit Lions, I'm sure one of these teams would have picked up Brock Purdy. So maybe they just wanted to keep a third quarterback for the sake of keeping a third quarterback. But that's a lot to risk for a roster spot when you got guys like Trey Sermon, who was tough to waive, and you got these wide receivers. So I really think that before the November 1st deadline, I would not be shocked if the Niners are sitting there. Like, the Niners have the leverage here. For the first time, we thought, Jimmy had the leverage. Oh, he's got shoulder surgery. Now this makes it tougher for the 49ers to trade him. Now Jimmy, is going to stay here possibly and puts the Niners in a really tough position. Now they might not get anything back for him. They might just have to release him. Well, they ended up taking the pay cut with Jimmy. $6.5 million by November 1st, Bonte.
Yeah.
Let's just say, I don't know, the NFC's wide open.
NFC's wide open, but I wouldn't trade him within the conference. I would not do that.
You wouldn't?
Gamesmanship. I cannot do that. Trade him to the AFC if you can.
Right.
I can't trade him to a team you may see down the road. What if Philly needs a quarterback by week 8 and Jalen Hurts gets hurt? No pun intended.
I think there's a possibility there because the Eagles are that type of complete team where it's like the only guy that can really have them lose games, or one of the reasons they lose games, the big reason they lose games is because of the quarterback.
Yeah.
The Eagles are a real possibility. Hell, I'll throw this out there, and it's not if this dude struggles, but if he gets hurt. The Packers?
The Packers.
Rodgers, do they trust Jordan Love really to take him to the
They're talking him up. They're talking him up.
Man.
Let's go to Anthony in Fairfield. By the way, Jaquaski Tart, we've been promoting this all day. The graphic just came out. Jaquaski Tart, hopefully he picks up the phone.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to join the morning roast at 8 o'clock. Sometimes I don't trust the players to pick up the phone. They'll sleep in. They'll be playing Madden. They do their own thing. They go by their own schedule. But Jaquaski Tart is scheduled to come on the roast at 8 o'clock. That's 17 minutes.
Well, is he still on East Coast time? It could be 11 o'clock by that.
Central time.
Oh, okay.
He's in the Midwest.
Oh, okay. All
right. In the Midwest. Let's go to Anthony in Fairfield. He's on West Coast time. Anthony, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Top of the morning, fellas. Top of the morning. Y'all killing it, man. Steven be having the cold little jokes that be going over people's heads, but I catch him all the time.
He's good.
Steven.
Appreciate you,
man.
Good. Take the show on the road.
Hey, you know what, Anthony? Anthony, he should be a captain. He's a rising star. He could be our breakout star in 2022.
Yes, Steven is he's not a sleeper no more, man. I got my money on his pick too because I think he's on to something with that Jimmy gonna be gone by November.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait for it. Mark my words, like Steven said at 5 o'clock. But I just wanted to let you guys know y'all was killing it this morning, man. I'm enjoying it, and I think I wanted to ask you guys whatever happened to that nonsense about Jimmy being MIA and all of that. I feel like that story just came and went, and I feel like it was some Jimmy slander for no reason. And I think it's kind of interesting that we don't talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
Now he's back. But so I don't know, how you guys feel about that. But as far as with Trey Lance and everything, I've been listening for the last 2 weeks, and people have been having all these different proclamations and saying all this stuff. And honestly, nobody knows nothing.
Nothing.
It's just crazy to listen without calling for like 2 and 3 weeks, and you just hear all this craziness and all this just stuff coming out of the woodwork.
Anthony, doesn't all this psychoanalyzing of a 22-year-old quarterback just drive you crazy? We don't know what the hell's going on through Trey's head.
It really does, and it's kind of sad, to be honest. We're all adults here. I'll be 36 in a couple of weeks, and I just can't get with that program, man. So I wish him the best. I wish the Niners the best, and I just want to see us win, period. And I just wish people would just zero in on that. If Trey Lance can get us to the promised land, then Trey Lance going to get us to the promised land. And I'm tired of hearing about Jimmy got us within 6 minutes. We didn't win. So who cares? If it was 6 minutes, it was 2 minutes. We didn't win the big game. We want to win the big game, and Trey Lance is the man to do it for us. So
great call, Anthony.
Fans, man, let's see what.
Great call, Anthony. Great call. And you were on that last week about Jimmy Garoppolo possibly being traded in November, and I kept thinking, the Phil Simms thing got me because he got hurt in Week 15.
Right.
And where my mind is like, boy, if Trey goes down late in the season, you go into a playoffs, you're going to have Brock Purdy or Sudfeld. Now, we know Sudfeld's in Detroit. We saw that on Hard Knocks in the final episode.
Right.
But they would have to go out and get another backup quarterback. And I don't know if there's anybody available. So that's why I would just hold Jimmy. I'll just keep him.
Right.
I'll just ride it out.
No, that's why it's going to be a fascinating conversation, I think, if, again, it's all predicated on if.
Right.
Like from the 5-1-0, if Jimmy gets traded and Trey gets injured, are we just going to rely on Purdy?
That's my mindset.
That's going to be the talking point before November, because you got 8 games leading up to that. I believe the last game before the bye week is against the Rams, because week 7, or is it against the Chiefs? It's Rams or Chiefs. It's one of those before the bye week. And I think that's going to be a talking point. I think it's going to be a very real conversation, because we kind of just brushed it off, said, you know what, they're going to keep Jimmy through and through. I don't see that being the case, because teams can get desperate, especially if they feel like they're contending. If you feel like you can get Jimmy for... you're going to get a 3rd-round compensation pick if Jimmy sticks with the team for the season. They traded a 2nd-rounder for him. If the Niners can get more than that, certain team says, hey, look, we'll give you a 1st-rounder for Jimmy. Like, we're willing to do that.
And I don't even see that happening. So they play the Rams October 30th. That's their last game before the bye week. And then they come back November 13th against the Chargers.
Yeah.
So a day before, 2 days before the trade deadline, Niners will be going on.
Yes.
They have their bye week so they can reevaluate the entire football team, see where they're at.
The most important part, though, is Trey. We got Trey. And Anthony's right. We got to see what happens on the field.
Yep.
Like, I was wondering this. I was saying this on the pregame show. If you had to pick an over-under, you guys were doing over-unders yesterday for the season. And I'm wondering, over-under for the first 2 games. Let's just say, he averages 25 pass attempts a game.
Yep.
Like, do you think it's going to be over or under 50 in terms of the amount of pass attempts? Because really, I think we'll see a little bit of Trey these first 2 weeks, but I think a lot of it is going to be predicated on that run game that Kyle Shanahan loves to show off. Loves to show about the run game.
I think 50 is a great number.
Yeah.
And 50 is a number that I wouldn't play, because I could see him throwing 27 passes the first week, right? 27 passes in Chicago.
Right.
And then maybe 23 at home against Seattle. Or he could throw 23 against Chicago, because in the forecast there's going to be a little bit of rain. Maybe the Niners started to play that ball control offense with Elijah Mitchell and without George Kittle. Maybe he throws it 22 times in week number 1 and then 28 times against Seattle. It's going to be around that number, but we've kind of hinted on this. I always look back at RG3. You look at his game logs, that rookie year of Washington. First week of the season, 19-26. I think that's a sweet spot. You don't want Trey Lance going out there throwing 30 times a game. And like Shasky said yesterday, we could see a lot of 14-22 games, 13-21. You know what I'm saying? It may be 12-22. Kind of like Kaepernick, his first full season as a starting quarterback for the 49ers, where he had a stretch of games where he threw for less than 200 yards, but they were winning football games. I think that's going to be the blueprint for Trey, especially early on before that bye week. Those first 8-9 games, Langford, where he doesn't throw the ball more than 30 times a game. So I could see 48 times the first 2 weeks of the season, 49 times, 47 times. It's going to be around that number depending on how the game flows.
Yeah, when you're going all the way, exactly, when you're going all the way up to the NFC Championship last year, Garoppolo averaged, oh my goodness, did I just lose it? Did I totally just lose it?
Uh-oh.
I just lost it. Where'd it go?
You just lost your marbles?
I just
lost your marbles?
Okay, no, there it is. 29 pass
That's why you can't
attempts.
be the captain, Langford.
Yeah, I know, right? Get things wrong every now and then. It's okay. Captain, whatever.
By the way,
I told you my vote.
Somebody asked the question, who would be the coach to vote on these captains? Matt Nahigan? Look. The captains, I think you're all captains. We'll do one captain per show. One captain per show. Look.
You guys choose. You do it, but I'll have final say. It's mine. It's my say. By the way,
We got a lot of people we treat like captains. There's nothing. I mean, I respect the hell out of our captains, and our team does obviously too, because they voted on them. But that's not everything to me at all. I always get the final tally, and I could cheat if I wanted to. I actually didn't at all. I agreed with all their choices, and I just made the decision not to have 8 of them.
That is something our program director, Matt Nahigan, would say. Look, I could cheat. I could just do it, but I trust you guys to do the final tally, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But I could cheat just so I can have final say. I am the PD.
Yeah.
Nahigan would totally say what Shanahan just said.
Yeah.
Captain Gate.
I know. There's way too much surrounding it.
It's fun.
I guess
people
so.
live a little bit.
I guess so. Yeah.
By the way,
it's just a classic case. Look, just to teach you a little something about me and the family, like the Langford name. We're overthinkers.
Yeah.
Langfords are overthinkers. Takes one to know one, and trust me, with
Langfords are overthinkers.
With everything going on, with the quarterback situation, we are overthinking everything. Trust me, we're overthinkers.
Some of these texts about the captains, man. It's just 510 Comcast business text line. Put your boy and Guru are basically the mascots. Crazy Crab and Lucille. That's not right, man.
No.
That's not right.
Come on.
Bonte is the captain. Do you have the swagger and confidence? I don't like you that much as an opponent, but as a teammate, you will be a good leader. Well, I appreciate that. Guru would be in the captain's hat, according to the Comcast business text line 925. It's the captain stuff. You gotta have fun with it. Gotta have fun with the captain stuff. Way too much made of it. It's about Trey Lance. But Benjamin Albright yesterday, COA out in Denver, basically said, I expect Jimmy Garoppolo to be traded by the deadline. Now, that's something to be looked at as we get closer and closer to the trading deadline. But right now, it is Trey's team. It is Trey Lance's team. That's what basically Albright said. This is all about Trey Lance. You traded all the picks for him. This is his time to shine for the 49ers. So that's where I'm at with that. I wonder if Jaquaski Tart thinks it's a big deal about the captain stuff.
We should ask him, like this captain thing. Okay, I'd be fascinated to hear what Jaquaski thinks just about this whole situation, like what Trey and Jimmy's relationship was like in the locker room last year. If he feels like it's going to change this year just because the roles are different, there's going to be a lot with Jaquaski that we can get into. But man, I guarantee you, he's just going to say, "Oh yeah, we like choosing the captains." I mean, hell, Jaquaski Tart was still on this team. He probably would have been voted a captain too because he was one of the veterans on here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
By the way, poll question of the day. Who would be the captain at 95-7 a game?
Oh, boy.
85 votes so far.
Oh, nice.
Ray Ratto in the lead, 44%.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'd vote for Ray. I'm going to do that right now.
Second, 35%, yours truly.
Nice.
Guru, 15%. Joe Spinoni. No respect for Joe Spinoni.
The hell?
Our technical producer, 6%.
Again, he said, real G's move in silence like lasagna. You know what we call ourselves behind
that was pretty good.
You know what we call ourselves behind the glass, Fonte?
What's that?
The offensive line.
Oh.
Nobody ever gets it never gets mentioned. You hear the name and you're like, what's that name? What's that name?
Who's that guy?
He played an important part in that game, played an important part in that show. Oh, and then you tend to learn their names.
Sam Lubman did play left guard at Los Lomos High School.
This is true.
And what else was he? Left guard, defensive tackle?
Defensive end.
Defensive end. Basically means like, we don't have a spot for you, kid. We're just going to put you on the defensive offensive line. It did that to me at Pop Warner. I played center for the San Francisco Seahawks.
Really?
Played center. They didn't have a spot for me. Coach Greg Eisen,
Nice.
what's up, Greg? Coach Greg and Coach Paul.
Let's
They
see.
put me at center. I'll never forget that. Made me hike the football.
What was I? Started as a wide receiver, fourth string. Scout team running back. That was fun. Scout team safety. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. So a lot of promise. You
Wow.
know? Yeah.
A lot of people not high on Spinoni. 510 Comcast Business Text Line. Spinoni never replies to any of us P1s on Twitter.
Well, just say
You can't be a captain when you don't reply to the P1s.
Just number one, 510, number one rule, easy. Just tweet Spadoni anything about the Raiders, and he will get back to you.
Wow.
Trust me.
This is why a lot of people think Guru should be the captain of 95-7 the game.
Gurus. Close the door.
Game 4 speech.
Oh,
I'm
man.
going to get out of your way, Goo,
Yeah.
to the Golden State Warriors with
Put the
everything
phone
on the
down,
line
I
tonight.
said, Johnny, damn. Listen, man, I don't know what's going to happen in this series, but I'll tell you what, we are champs, 3-time champs. And all I ask you is to look around, look at your brother, look at me, and give it your all. I don't care if we win or lose. You got to go out there and be tough. Not just for you, but for us and our fans. I don't know what's going to happen, but we got to go out there and fight. I'm tired of getting pushed around. I'm tired of being asked why we're not fighting. Again, man, bring it in. All I can ask you to do is fight. Let's go out there and kick the Celtics' ass. Let's go. Because at the end of the day, we're warriors. On 3, kick their ass. 1, 2, 3, kick their ass. Let's go.
Wow. I want to see him read a Dr. Seuss book in that tone.
Oh, my God.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
He slowly turns into his mock Rivers halfway through that. And his voice literally was shot for 4 days after that.
I need to give a vote. By the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a vote to Lucas Alexander.
Oh, my God.
I forgot. Sorry, Lucas, if you're listening.
Evan's getting a vote. Evan's too
Again,
quiet.
again, like I'm mentioning with a lot of these newer gentlemen here, you got to get a year under your belt.
We got Joe Klosky coming up in a second. I don't know. But Spinoni, do you remember the pregame speeches we let fans have? It was BS&G, Steiny, Guru, and myself. We gave all the listeners a chance to come in with a pregame speech for the NFC Championship game. And do you remember Juice came in with his speech?
Yeah.
I mean, he had the speech. Coach of Los Altos Hills had a speech. Jonathan had the we're here and they're there. Like, it was unreal. Tomorrow, I think, Langford with Shasky, I think we need to have fans call in the 9 o'clock hour because we're going 6 to 10 tomorrow. Morning Russ going 6 to 10 tomorrow.
Yes.
FYI.
Yep.
Back to our, 6 to 10. We're going to work 4 hours now. Damn it. They're not paying us extra for that either. Damn it. We need to have fans have a week 1 speech for Bears week.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Oh, man. Whitley Sandretto. Forgot Whitley. Both Whitley and Kirsten. Damn.
Well, time for the Boxer Gerson injury report.
It's time for the injury report.
That really hurts.
Brought to you by Boxer & Gerson, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years.
You know, Guru does fold to Jockberty. We know who doesn't fold to Jockberty. Yours truly. I hold the record for most points in the Jockberty game, most wins. Dibley ducked the smoke. He ducked me. But anyway, the Niners, big news here. Tight end George Kittle did not practice yesterday as he deals with the groin injury. The injury is worrisome enough to leave his status for Sunday's game against the Bears in doubt. Head coach Kyle Shanahan said the injury most likely occurred during a bonus practice session on Monday. Great. A bonus practice session in 85 gets hurt. Daniel Brunskill, also not a participant in practice as he nurses a hamstring injury. And Drake Greenlaw was limited to a non-contact only in practice as he deals with an elbow injury. The injury report brought to you by Boxer & Gerson, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years. What's coming up on the game? Sponsored by Fremont Bank, full service banking, no compromises. Let's see if Jaquaski Tart picks up the phone. Tart, hopefully he picks up the phone next on the Morning Roast.
Okay, you know those amazing spots only the true San Francisco locals are in on? Like Square Pizza. That place with the square pizzas? Or Mama Hoo-Hoo? The spot for sweet and sour chicken that's anything but so-so. Order up! You know, with the Granch dressing. And all the other spots the real SF locals know without us even saying them. Yeah, they're on DoorDash. San Francisco gets it. DoorDash has it.
Are you ready for your palm reading, my dear?
Yeah, let's do this.
I sense that you crave something.
More reliable.
Right. You know you deserve better and want out of a relationship.
Yes, with my big name wireless carrier.
You're who now?
My big name wireless carrier. That's why I switched to Xfinity Mobile. Now I get unlimited with 5G for $30 per month on the most reliable 5G network.
Let's talk about your aura. It's so...
And get this. They can even save you hundreds a year on your wireless bill over T-Mobile AT&T, and Verizon.
Wow, that's actually really impressive.
Yep, but you already knew that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I definitely saw this coming.
Start seeing savings today. Switch to the fastest mobile service, Xfinity Mobile. Now with the best price on 2 lines of unlimited, just $30 a line per month. Switch today. Xfinity Internet required. Price comparison for 2 unlimited lines under available 5G pricing plans of top 3 carriers. Taxes and fees extra. Reduced speeds up to 20 gigabytes of usage per line. Most reliable based on root metrics. US report. Comcast analysis of mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data from Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Q2 2022.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you are looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
As you know, sports teams plan well ahead of the next season. If you're thinking of remodeling your home, consider the same strategy. Talk with your designer or builder now about your next project. Golden State Window and Door has new inventory coming online. Milgard, Anderson, and Marvin. See Golden State Window and Door's wide variety of accessories at convenient showrooms across the Bay Area or goldenstatelumber.com. Since 1954, Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Some fans gear up for game day, but some fans follow their team every day. That's why the Locked On Podcast Network has a daily podcast for your favorite NFL team. Every trade, every overtime win, every game. Our local experts cover the biggest stories around your team every day. Search Locked On plus your favorite NFL team on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts. The Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward into art class.
A 4-foot replica of the Statue of Liberty using elbow macaroni?
With glue and art supplies from Staples.
By tomorrow.
This week, Crayola 24-count crayons, Staples comp books, and 2-pocket poly folders are each just 50 cents. Get everything on your list at amazing prices. This year, go forward to school with Staples. Shop in-store, online, or buy online and pick up in-store. Ends 9/10, limit 30.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
How do you make the most of your land? Everyone has their way. The Nelsons depend on their John Deere Gator XUV 835R to get
from point A to point B with decoys and the dogs.
As much as we got going on, it's all about efficiency.
And if you ask the Mosers what they use their Gator XUV 590M for, they tell you.
The most fun we have on the Gator is just ripping around the property.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMC FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's time to wake up with a nice cup of morning roast.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky.
Well, I'm about that action, boss.
Take him out! This is the morning roast on 95.7 The Game.
All right, let's get right into it, man. We have a special guest on the line, and he called this, man. I thought he was going to be chilling, playing Madden. I'm like, he's not going to waste time with us jabronis out here on the West Coast. But Jaquaski Tart, former 49er, strong safety, hard hitter, spent his entire career with the Niners. The Eagles just released him, so he's got some time on his hands here. We'll see if he wants to play ball or not. But Jaquaski Tart on the morning roast here on 95.7 The Game with nice guy Stephen Langford and Bonte Hill. Jaquaski, good morning, my man. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
We're good, man. We're good. We're ready for week 1 of the NFL season. What are you up to right now after the unfortunate news with the Philadelphia Eagles last week?
I'm chilling right now. I'm at home. Just bought a house in Texas, so I'm chilling.
Oh man, so you got a house in Texas, and where at in Texas? South Texas, East Texas, West Texas?
Dallas. Dallas.
Oh, the Metroplex. Oh yeah. I hear great things about Dallas. It's the Madden game. I know you're a big Madden player. How you feel about the new Madden right now? Because I'm not feeling it right now. The passing game, a little janky right now.
I actually love it. The past 3 years I haven't played, so I mean, I guess I'm getting a new feel for the game, so I think I actually love it.
All right, yeah, I got to work on my passing skills on the PS5, man, the meters or whatnot. I like the last Madden, but this new one's got me going on here. So what? As you're in Dallas right now and you're playing some new Madden, are you looking to play football again? Or you still got something left in the tank? Because I think you got a lot left in the tank.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, at this point in my career, I mean, I think it's more about the business side of football. I mean, it's a lot of stuff out there about me not being able to perform at a high level, but that's it's the business side, and when you reach the business side, it's all about opportunity.
Right.
I assume I would have opportunity in Philadelphia, but from day one, that wasn't what it was. So at the end of the day, I'm all about just chilling until the right situation occurs.
When you were practicing with the team in Philadelphia, Jaquaski, I was wondering, what's the biggest difference that you saw with the way that Philadelphia and the Eagles had ran their training camp versus the 49ers and how they run practice and things in training camp?
I would say they gave a lot of time off. Actually, they allowed you to truly rest your body, which is a great thing. I like how they handle things on that aspect of camp. But I think, far as when you practice, it's the same. It was the same as San Fran.
Jaquaski, we're talking to Jaquaski Tart, former strong safety with the 49ers, had a lot of good years. And look, would you be open? Because a lot of people, we see Jimmy Ward out, your brother, Jimmy Ward, he's out for the first 4 weeks with a hamstring injury. And a lot of people immediately, once they saw you, especially Niner fans, saw you get released by the Eagles, they thought, man, bringing Tart back to San Francisco is a natural fit. Has there been any conversations? Has John Lynch called you? Have you called John Lynch? What's going on with that one? And would you be open to coming back to the Bay Area?
I mean, I've talked to the coaches, but it's been nothing official. But as far as that situation, it's for the right price. Of course, I'll be back. But at the end of the day, if it's not for the right price, I'm definitely not going back. For me, it's just as far as what makes sense. Putting my body through a lot for a minimum is kind of like I made enough money. I'm very fortunate to be able to play the game and be with the 49ers for 7 years. So it's like I say, it's just the right situation. If it's the right situation for me, I'll do it. If not, I'm good where I'm at.
So basically, the bag has to be right, but you would be open to putting on that red and gold again if the bag was right.
Yes, sir.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Now, and obviously the bag isn't right there because obviously you moved on there. Were you disappointed when you didn't re-sign with the 49ers this offseason?
No, not really. I mean, it's a business, and you got Young Huff there, T. Moore. They got guys, they want to get an opportunity to, and I think they deserve it. And I think they're good where they're at too, far as safeties. I think those guys will plan out well for them.
There's been a lot that's been made of the quarterback situation here in San Francisco, with Trey Lance being the starter. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't know where he was going to end up. They ended up re-signing him to a new deal. What was Trey and Jimmy's relationship like within the locker room when you were part of the team last year?
I mean, it was always a good relationship, man. I mean, that's one thing about the culture there. Everybody treat each other like brothers. So it's never, what the media make things out to be. The media kind of, make things out to be a lot of different things, but it's always been like a brotherhood.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Go ahead, Jaquaski Tart here on the morning, also on 95.7 The Game. A lot of people making a big deal about the captain stuff. We'll get to that a little bit later. But you talk about you be open to coming here or whatnot. Take us through the offseason, though, because after the NFC Championship game, it was a tough loss to the LA Rams. I was down there at SoFi Stadium. We're all disappointed. You guys were so close like you were in 2019. But a lot of people point to you and try to blame you for that one play, the dropped interception. And I remember how it affected you during the game. How tough was it to navigate during the offseason with a lot of people just coming at you on Twitter, social media? Take us through that as an athlete, especially after a big loss like that in the NFC Championship game.
Actually, I mean, when you just going back on that, it's more. I was showing more love than hate. I mean, obviously, I mean, you can. It's whatever you choose to look at. But Of course, it's trolls. But again, it's trolls. Like at the end of the day, like those people don't matter. It's people who trolling. So I mean, I get it. I was even more disappointed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think that situation, it was just a lot more love shown than hate.
Actually, Jaquaski, I've been seeing here on your Instagram that at the end of May, you were at a concert with Trey Lance and Trey Sermon. I believe the artist was No Cap. Are you? Do you still keep up with some of these players here on the Niners?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, it's a brotherhood, man. A lot of those guys, you know, they brothers for life. So, I mean, those relationships last for a lifetime.
Jaquaski Tart here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. When you walked off that field at SoFi Stadium in the NFC Championship game, did you feel like it, and maybe it was tough to process at that moment after you lose a game like that, but did it feel like, man, this may be it for me in the red and gold?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I knew that, but it sucks only because, you know, it ended in a loss. But, I mean, just going back to that play, that play was a momentum play. I'm like, this is my chance, you know, to bring the team some momentum, and you know, it was a drop or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, we ended up losing the game, and it's history.
Have you watched the game back?
Yeah, I have.
How does it feel? Because I watched it and I kind of turned it off there with about 5 minutes left.
It's tough, man. It's just a tough situation. I mean, at the end of the day, definitely wanted to catch that ball, and I did. So, I mean, it's just a tough situation. It's tough.
You brought up momentum because a lot of, you know, you get some analytic geeks and you get some people who don't believe in momentum. I believe in momentum. I mean, I didn't play at a high level like you did, but it was real. And I remember being in that stadium when that play happened. And the next play, Beckham gets a 30-yard catch, Ward gets a 15-yard penalty. So you talk about the momentum. Did you feel like that game at that point was like, man, we let it slip away. That was the game. Do you honestly believe if you come up with that interception that game is over?
I mean, I really can't say that, but I just know with momentum how things can go with momentum. You know, it's like it's like putting your we up, and it's like we would have been putting our foot on their neck at that point. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's to say? You know, they do something to create momentum. Like Jalen, he ended up dropping a pick, so it's like many different things could have happened after my pick, but at the end of the day, like, it didn't happen. So, I mean, again, I dropped it, and that's what it was.
Jaquaski, a lot's been made today specifically about the captains that have been named for this team. Kyle Shanahan named 6 of them yesterday, and one of them was not Trey Lance. And people are up in arms about it, thinking that Trey's not the guy. If they're not naming him the captain, is he really the leader? I mean, does it matter if someone's named a captain or not?
Nah, not at all. I mean, it's a bunch of leaders in that locker room. So, I mean, it's, you know, you got to name captains to the team, but I think a lot of people on that team is, you know, definitely a leader.
Jaquaski Tart here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. You've watched it from afar. You were in that locker room. Nice guy asked you earlier about the locker room dynamic between Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo, and this offseason has been nauseating about the quarterbacks and psychoanalyzing Trey Lance or whatnot. Trey Lance, you saw him up close and personal last year. You practiced against him. How ready is he to be the starting quarterback for the 49ers, especially this Sunday against the Chicago Bears?
Well, from what I've seen, his mentality and mindset, he's very hungry. He's eager to work and get better, and that's something you want to see in somebody. You know, with, you know, as far as just the media loving up and just him being a high draft pick, and he's everything you want in a quarterback. So I think he's gonna get there, and he's gonna do what's expected. But again, you definitely need patience. He hasn't been a full-time starter yet, and I think fans need to be more patient when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's tough for fans to be patient. You know, fan is short for fanatic, Chakowski. As far as Jimmy Garoppolo, you surprised to see number 10 back in the Bay Area after his offseason, his surgery, all the noise last season, going through the season. You guys start 3-5, and now he's back in red and gold. Are you a little surprised to see that?
Yeah, for sure. Once you heard they moving with Trey Lance, you automatically assume he's going to be gone. So, yeah, I was definitely surprised.
You think Jimmy, in his mind, is thinking that he's a starting quarterback? And because I think what gets undersold about Jimmy is that, he's not a competitor or whatnot. You know, a lot of heat that he gets. How competitive is Jimmy Garoppolo?
He's the ultimate competitor. Of course, I know he for sure know he's a starter. And at the end of the day, for me, like my first 2 years with San Francisco, we wasn't good at all. Mm-hmm. And then once we made a trade for him, he come in and start, we automatically become a winning organization. So that has a lot to, say about Jimmy and what kind of competitor he is.
And lastly, before we let you go, that locker room, that culture in the locker room with the 49ers and John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, can you speak to the culture that you guys have? Because despite the rough times early in the season last year, you guys still advanced to the NFC Championship game. Can you maybe discuss the culture and why it's so solid in that locker room?
Again, football is a business at the end of the day. So it's like when you're able to establish that brotherhood, it kind of takes away from the business side to where you can just go out and compete and have fun and play the game, which makes a lot of things a lot easier when you're going out to perform.
Right, no doubt. Well, we hope to see you back on the football field soon, man. Any other calls, not just from San Francisco, but any teams out there saying, hey, man, Tart, we need you to hit somebody. We need you to hit a tight end or two this season.
Like I said, the right situation. Yeah, it's calls, but again, the right situation for me. Yeah. That's what it's about.
Well, Chakowski, we appreciate you taking the time out. We really, really do. I think Niner fans wanted to hear from you. A lot of Niner fans still saying, hey, man, Chakowski, we could bring him back to safety, man. Bring him back. But as you said, man, you got to do what you got to do, and the business has to be right. So I can't knock that. You want your bag. You feel like you deserve your bag. I can't knock that, Chakowski.
For sure, you got to know your worth in this world, and if you don't, you can be out there lost.
No doubt about that. Well, you enjoy the new mat, and you enjoy your new house down in Dallas. We'll be thinking about you. And look, man, we appreciate the time today, man. I think a lot of fans appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Chakowski Tart here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. He's a free agent.
Damn.
We talked about the drop. Talked about the momentum. He answered every question, man. It's tough to get into that. You want to get into the psyche, and we all watched that game at SoFi Stadium. I was there. I remember being bent over when he dropped the pick, and I was like,
right.
Oh, boy. And the next play, boom, Beckham 30 yards.
We don't really talk about that dropped interception kind of like the same way we talk about, Kyle Williams and what happened there with the New York Giants. Right. Like, I think that he was so stand up about it after the game, and just owned up to it. Mm-hmm. But I also think, I think he's a smart enough individual to know, like, in those situations, you don't need to go on social media.
No.
And think and speak and try to take what they say and actually take it as gospel. I think he understands that because he's a veteran in this game and he knows he was a rookie up till now. He was in a time where social media has played a huge role within these players' lives. I don't think he let it get to him. He's very stand up about it. What more could you want from a guy who made a play like that or didn't make a play rather?
He spoke about it. He said he's watched the game back. I can't watch the game back. We did for our job, but it's just like, oh, gosh, why? Why do we do this to ourselves? But 888-957-9570. I think Chakowski deserves a lot of props for coming out of the airwaves and speaking up about what's going on. I think he deserves a lot of props. What do you guys think out there? 888-957-9570. YouTube chat is going crazy. Stand up dude, man. I respect that. I respect him coming out of the air saying, look, man, that was a big momentum play. I dropped it. It was a momentum play. It sucked the momentum out. He owned up to it.
Yep. And he just said, look, it's a business. There's no hard feelings. It's not like he was coming on here so that he could rail against the 49ers and how they didn't keep him on this team. And it's like, what, you're starting George Odom over me? You know what I mean? He didn't do any of that. And as looking at the price too, he said for the right price. I'm trying to find the cap space totals that I'm seeing for the Niners here because there's a lot of different variables you could take into account, but they look like they have just under $5 million left in cap space. So it's tough to just go out there and sign a free agent. I think Jaquaski might be looking for a little more than they'd be willing to offer him.
No doubt. 888-957-9570. Jaquaski Tart just joining the Morning Rush. So you look at the base salary. Look, for a safety like him, maybe safeties aren't prioritized. And this guy in 8 seasons has made over $11.7 million. He's a veteran. He wants a bag. And I can respect that. He wants a bag. It's not like he's a bum. You could say, you know what, 4 interceptions. He dropped the big one in the AFC Championship. The guy is serviceable.
Right.
The guy's a very serviceable player. He's a thumper. And I thought he played some good football for the 49ers over the last 3 years. So,
from a business standpoint, too, I don't think the Niners are going to be inclined while Jimmy Ward is out for the first 4 weeks. It's like, okay, let's sign Jaquaski Tart to take the place of Jimmy Ward. Like, to me, where Jaquaski Tart was most effective is when he's alongside Jimmy Ward. Those two, I believe, played together in high school. So you're dating all the way back to when they were growing up playing together. Like, that doesn't go away. That's something that you just can't replicate. So even if Tart did come back to this team without Jimmy Ward on the field, I'd be interested to see how he plays. But from the business side of things, it does not look like he would be a part of this team. But another team would be willing to. Like, the Eagles are a very deep roster. So, I'm sure another team would be willing to pay him something.
They just traded for the safety from New Orleans. Gardner
Johnson.
Gardner Johnson.
Yeah.
So
he's like a nickel corner.
Yeah. So you kind of you saw the writing on the wall there once they traded for him. Jaquaski Tart. Go on the Odyssey app and download that bad boy. If you missed your interview, go on our YouTube page or Twitch page. Jaquaski Tart. He also talked about the locker room dynamic. Shocked to see Jimmy back. Also said have patience with Trey Lance.
Yep.
Fancy to have patience. Is that even possible in the NFL anymore?
No, of course not. Come on, Bonte. This is the NFL. This is sports. We do not have patience for anything within sports, especially the NFL, though, just because there are 17 games.
Right.
like we don't have patience for anything within the NFL. So I think that people are going to overreact to Trey Lance. There's going to be a lot of talk if he somehow struggles in these first few games. Of course, there's going to be a lot of chatter, but I think within that locker room, like, to be honest with you, Bonte, it does not feel like, and this is just my take, I'm not saying this is how Jimmy Garoppolo thinks, and this could be a wrong take, and this might be, the media trying to drive the narrative, whatever it is. But to me, I just don't even feel like Jimmy really wants to be there. Like, he just strikes, like, after that press conference, I didn't hear one thing about, I'm really excited to join this team again.
It was about his future.
It felt a lot like, well, this was the situation that was handed to me. I had to get the off-season shoulder surgery. Well, I'm here now. I mean, it's just, the leverage thing. It's just they got shoulder surgery so that they'd stick here with the 49ers. I just don't think that Jimmy's the type of guy that wants to be a backup. And I think this season it's been told to him like, hey, it's Trey Lance's team. I personally don't even think Jimmy really wants to be here this year.
It got me thinking, too. When we think about Jimmy, we think about Trey, we think about the offensive line. Are we looking at the Niners the right way? And what I mean by that is too much being made of this quarterback situation. Should we be focused on maybe the offensive line? Should we be more focused on the running back room? Should we be more focused on the secondary? Because there's so many stars on this football team that everything's been hyper-focused on Trey, Jimmy, Trey, captain stuff. Like, it's driving me crazy to the point this week we've kind of looked at the entire football team and not just the quarterback situation, even though every national show is talking about the quarterback situation of the 49ers.
Yeah, it's just all talk, man. It's all talk until they show it. It's a show me league, right?
Right.
So until they show it on the field, I don't think we can make any ending conclusions, proclamations, as Anthony and Fairfield called in earlier and said. Like, I don't think they're going to do that. I think the roster that they have now is the roster they're going to go out there with. I don't expect there to be too many changes. Maybe you see something with the running backs. I don't know. Like, the change that I could see in a starter, like, what if Elijah Mitchell just isn't the same behind that offensive line and Ty Davis-Price, all of a sudden a rookie shows out? And it's like, oh, man, you need to move him up the depth chart. Like, I think a lot could be shaken up within the running backs, but other than that, you still have your wide receivers, your quarterback, your defense. A lot of it's still the same. I don't think they're going to sign Jaquaski Tart to a new deal. I don't think they're going to sign any new safety to a new deal because of the amount of cap space that they have. So we're just it's all talk, Bonte. It's all talk.
It's all talk. Speaking of Tart, and I'm just looking at some of the messages on the Comcast Business text line and YouTube and Twitch and on Twitter. There's a lot of bitterness towards this man.
Yeah.
And I don't think the two situations, Kyle Williams and Jaquaski Tartt, are so different. Williams fumbled twice on a punt return.
Right.
That gave the Giants points.
I remember that.
And he dropped a reverse that would have gone for about 40, 50 yards.
Yeah.
That's entirely different.
I was a freshman in college.
I mean, I was about 40 pounds lighter. Listen, Tartt, yes, he dropped the pick, and it was a big momentum swing. We've talked about it incessantly on this show. But there was still 7 minutes left in the football game. Still 7 minutes, and the Rams still had to go 80, 90 yards to go tie the football game up. So those two situations are completely different. I wouldn't even, It's not even on the level of Roger Craig fumbling in the 1990 NFC Championship game against the New York Giants. Not even close.
Right.
Not even close. But I do appreciate Tartt coming on the show and kind of speaking up about that.
Yeah. You know what, though? I'm just... much respect to him. Really much respect to him. Yeah. It's not easy. I mean, you know, he's not on a team right now. It's just like, hey, some San Francisco radio station wants me on. Like, to be honest, if I was Jaquaski Tartt, I don't think I'd be that stand-up of an individual. I'd probably be like, no, I'm good. I'm here in Dallas.
He does like to do Madden, though.
Yeah.
Hasn't played in 3 years, likes to do Madden. Not a lot of people like to do Madden. By the way, starting this Saturday at 9 a.m.
Yes.
Boomer Valenti, airing every Saturday leading up to the Super Bowl. Odyssey presents Kickoff with Boomer Valenti, a 1-hour show with our very own Boomer Esiason, breaking down the games each week and giving his unique perspective on the NFL on and off the field. That's 9 a.m. starting this Saturday right here on 95.7 The Game. What's coming up? Sponsored by the San Diego Tourism Authority. Your phone calls, 888-957-9570. We'll react more to the Tartt interview. Jaquaski Tartt just joined us at the top of the hour to talk about whether or not he will come back to the 49ers. And basically, he said the business has to be right.
But on the other side, Monte, I got an idea out here. And the callers, if you'd like to weigh in, callers, because I got one, you can weigh in too. You can text in, of course, at the Comcast Business Text line. But if you could, if the 49ers season was a movie, how would you write it?
Oh, boy.
Let's just say...
we got to watch we got to see it play out first.
We got to see it play out, Bonte, but we're doing a hypothetical here, and this is a fun one, because coming up next, wait till you hear how I write it out. Now, this ends up in the 49ers...
Even Jimmy's not coming back, is he?
No, he's not. Right. But this ends up with the 49ers in the Super Bowl, okay? This is how I'd script the movie with the 49ers season. That's coming up on the other side.
Oh, boy. That's brought to you by the San Diego Tourism Authority. When you're happy and you know it, clap for heads? No. When you're happy you know it in San Diego, there's no limit to how you can show it. Endless sunshine, coastline, and outdoor adventures inspire waves of feel-good vibes. Plan your trip today at san diego.org.
To Crick with BetQL. Everyone needs an edge when it comes to opening week in the NFL season. So here is something to consider. New head coaches are just 7-16 against the spread, which is a 30% winning percentage in the past 4 years of opening weekend. With a whopping 10 teams coming in with a new head coach this year, check those lines closely because fading the new guys could be your way to finding a profitable week one. I'm Trista Crick, helping you beat the books.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Everything, our farm, our stand, our pop-up shop, it really all started when we discovered the benefits of local, raw honey for our family.
And then we decided to turn it into a business.
We were looking for something to help us get up and running.
So we got the Chase Business Complete Banking Account.
It's more than a bank account. It comes with Quick Accept, which lets us take card payments anytime, anywhere in the U.S. using the Chase mobile app. Plus, we get same-day deposits at no extra cost.
For us, it's more than honey.
It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking Account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours.
Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc., subsidiaries of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Okay, you know those amazing spots only the true San Francisco locals are in on? Like that place with the square pizzas? Or Mama Hoo-Hoo? The spot for sweet and sour chicken that's anything but so-so.
Order up!
You know, with the Granch dressing. And all the other spots the real SF locals know without us even saying them. Yeah, they're on DoorDash. San Francisco gets it. DoorDash has it.
Ever since I got the new Galaxy Z Flip 4, I've been learning all these new tricks with my dog Finn. Like how to take the best selfies at the park. I just set my phone down, put it in flex mode, and capture hands-free pics from multiple angles.
Aww.
Or how to capture our training sessions for his followers. I simply wave my hand to start recording video. Good boy! Plus, the Z Flip 4 is compact and fits perfectly in my pocket.
Oh, wow! Visit Samsung.com today to get the new Galaxy Z Flip 4.
Kirby is your driveway mechanic. They bring the shop to you with brake replacements, oil changes, washes, and so much more. Get $50 off your first oil change with code OIL50 at Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com and use code OIL50.
Whether you're buying a new car or used one, it's a big investment, which is why you should choose Pennzoil Platinum. It helps extend the life of your engine and protect it up to 15 years or 500,000 miles, whichever comes first, guaranteed. That's because Pennzoil's base oil is made from natural gas and 99.5% free from engine clogging impurities. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Enrollment required. Keep your receipts. Other conditions apply. See Pennzoil.com/warranty for full details. Find it at Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because our Sleep Number 360 smart bed is really smart. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable. Plus, it's temperature balancing so you stay cool. It's even smart enough to know exactly how long, how well, and when you slept. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep. Don't miss the final days of the biggest sale of the year. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Hey everybody, it's Boomer Esiason here. When a part of your offense isn't firing on all cylinders, it shows. And sometimes the only solution is to replace that part with something new. It's true on a championship team, and it's also true with cars. That's why I love eBay Motors. They have all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them, by the way. And that way you can get the parts that you need to make your car a winner. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
The heat wave continues. High temperatures in Walnut Creek, 108.
Brought to you by Ashley Furniture. Your neighborhood Ashley store has all the styles, selection, and value you'll need to invite fall in this season. Find furniture you'll love by shopping locally or visit ashley.com today.
Score big with Xfinity Internet. It's made to do anything, so you can do anything. Supercharge your home with the game-changing speed of supersonic Wi-Fi. With 3 times more bandwidth, it covers the field and then some. And blocks billions of threats with advanced security that helps keep you protected at home and on the go. If you're keeping score, that's internet that does it all. That's unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas.
This football season, adopt a new tradition that's sure to turn fans into family. The Jim Beam Highball. That's beam and soda over ice with a lemon slice. Share one at the stadium or make one at home. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2022, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Pick up the poopy.
Now, back to the morning roast with Bonte and Shasky.
One of my favorite beats of all time. Definitely top 5. Let that ride, Fodoni. Let that ride, man. Turn that up. Turn that up. Let's go. Red and Gold pregame show with Larry Krueger and Lorenzo Neal debuts this Sunday. Pregame show presented by Harris Ranch Beef, legendary quality, and Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon. Of course, Krueger and Lorenzo Neal before every 49er game every Sunday or Saturday or Thursday. And for home games, they'll be at the Hilton Hotel down in Santa Clara, so you can say hi to Krueger and Lo Neal down there.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, come at him. You know Lo Neal wants you to come at him. He loves the fans. He loves the people. So does Krug. That'll be a lot of fun. Lot of fun. Squawski Tart, in case you missed the interview, go back to the Odyssey app. Download that bad boy. We have it up. Go on YouTube, Twitch. You can find it there as well. It's good. Stand-up guy. As the Niners get ready for the Chicago Bears Week 1. We also have Bills and Rams tonight. First game of the season. And Matt Stafford, before we get to your hypothetical, Langford, because
hey, man, if you could script a movie for the 49ers season that ends up with them in the Super Bowl, how would you script it? 888-957-9570, because I got one.
Oh, boy.
And you got to get creative here. I'm not just looking for, they go undefeated and they win the Super Bowl. No, get creative with it. All right?
Creative. All right. Real quick on Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Did you realize that he underwent an all-season elbow procedure to deal with the pain he experienced last season and to help prepare for this season? Despite the questions about his elbow, Stafford is now said to feel better today than he did at this time last year. Rams due for a regression?
In my opinion?
Or they're going to be low?
Or is that the question from the tweet? You look like you were reading the tweet. Are you asking the question to me?
I'm asking the question to you.
I was like, wow.
I asked you the question, and then I saw another tweet that said during his 6th season, Sean McVay, that is, and 81 games as a Rams head coach, Sean McVay's team has never been under 500. His streak will be put to the test tonight against the Buffalo Bills, as the Bills are favored in this game. Rams are a home dog. I love me a home dog in the NFL.
Yeah?
I do love me a home dog.
You know, I was thinking about it, like, just with the way that the NFL shakes out and you see the Super Bowl team, like, I wouldn't be shocked if we're coming in here tomorrow. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if we're coming in here tomorrow and the Bills just blew the Rams out.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a lot of blowouts on your mind.
I know, right?
Blowout.
Well, I mean, what? Niners and Bears. I think it's an obvious one. I'm not too scared. I'm not scared of the Bears.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I know.
Week 1, weird things happen. Week 1.
I know.
On the road.
Yeah.
Trey Lance's first game.
But we do this. We did this with the Warriors and the Nuggets in the playoffs. We're like, I don't know. They got Jokic. Ooh, man, Will Barton
Nuggets,
and Monty Morris.
Yeah, I told you they were.
Well, we were trying to be rational sports fans.
I wasn't being rational.
Right? Well,
I was saying the Warriors going to smoke.
We were trying, and then they did. I think it's the same thing with the Niners and the Bears. And the Bills and the Rams, I wouldn't be shocked if it plays out that way, but I don't think it's going to. Whatever the I don't even know what the point total is, but whatever the over-under is, take the over.
I agree with Drew Down. You're getting big cocky right now. Big cocky.
Yeah.
Big cocky with your picks. Big cocky.
So what? It's 2 picks. Literally 2. I don't think it's much of a, Niners, Bears? Come on. It's fine.
No more humility from nice guy, man.
What?
Damn. Blowouts, man. We'll see.
Wow.
We'll see.
This is the NFL.
Evil Jimmy, calm down. Calm down.
Evil Jimmy's coming on.
Calm down, Evil.
You got to go out there and be tough. I'm the captain.
And kick the Celtics ass.
Kick their ass. You want to know how this movie would shake down, though, if I were to write out this movie?
I do want to hear how this movie. Come at me.
Actually,
with the
you know
movie.
what? Play that Benjamin Albright cut first.
Which
the one
one
about Jimmy Garoppolo and what he thinks is going to happen with Jimmy Garoppolo this season. Benjamin Albright, who covers the NFL, based in Denver, he had this to say about Jimmy Garoppolo yesterday.
it's a situation where I think if you look at from the internal optics of it versus the actual practicalities of it, as soon as the Niners get the trade package they want, Jimmy's going to be gone. I don't even expect Jimmy to be there at the end of the season on that roster, even with that no-trade clause. They wanted to be rid of him. They couldn't get the package they wanted because they had no leverage after surgery, and so now it's just hanging there in the air. But Trey Lance isn't annoyed at the situation. He's like, hey, look, it is what it is. It's a business.
I'm not going to read this text from Rob. Comcast business text.
Do not do it. Do not read that one.
Shout out to Tom. I'll read that one from Petaluma. He's at SFO right now waiting to board a flight to Chicago.
Nice. So you want to know how this movie?
I want to know how this movie.
So you hear that from Albright?
Yes, I hear.
And he believes that he's going to be traded by the November 1st deadline. Well, here's how it's going to go with the 49ers. Okay, I don't know what their record is going to be leading up to December 1st. I do expect them to go at least 4-2, but then after that, you do have the Chiefs and you do have the Rams. You know, you never know. You could be 4-4 leading up to the bye week. You know, you really just don't know. But to me, what's going to happen here, and this is how I would script it if I was writing a movie for the 49ers season, this is how I would script it. Brock Purdy, he's the backup. You already got the script, right? You got the roster. You got the 53-man.
Got the script.
Leading up to November 1st. Oh, boy. And this is very unfortunate.
Who plays Garoppolo?
Well, this is an unfortunate part for this individual, and I'm sorry, I don't like to do this, but I'm going to do it. But in my movie here, Aaron Rodgers goes down, gets hurt, then the Packers need something. They need a quarterback. And the Packers, they're in contention. They feel good. First 7 weeks of the season, Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. Oh, man, all we need is the quarterback. Jordan Love, we don't really trust Jordan Love. We have a first-round pick. And you know what? We're desperate. We feel like this Packers team can make it to the Super Bowl. So you know what? With this first-round pick, we're going to hand it to you, 49ers. 49ers, you traded a second-rounder for him. You could get a third-rounder for him if you keep him for the rest of the season. You know what? We're going to up the ante here. We are going to offer a first-rounder. I know you're in contention. Trey Lance looks good. Here's a first-round pick.
Any Given Sunday sequel? That's what it sounds like.
Here's a first-round pick for you.
Sounds like part 2 of Any Given Sunday.
So Jimmy joins the Packers. And then you get to the conference championship where the 49ers and the Packers are playing. And the 49ers are going up against the one and only Jimmy Garoppolo, who after the playoff game last year, after that divisional round game, he says to Robbie Gould, F the Packers. Well, guess what? That player's on the Packers now. Then the Niners beat him. Then the Niners go on to play the Bills in the Super Bowl, and the Niners win. That's how I'd write out this movie for the 49ers this season. That's how I'd do it.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a Disney movie.
It does. It does.
I'm not sure I'd buy this one.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
You don't think this is going to happen?
I'm not taking baby chance to go see this Disney movie. You go take Spinoni. He loves Disney. Lubman loves Star Wars. He don't like Disney.
Disney is Star Wars, but it's okay.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, partially.
Pretty much everything is Disney these days.
Yes.
Bad Star Wars is the Disney.
Yeah. First of all, your movie, it's a movie.
Yes.
It is fictional.
That's what I'm saying.
Because Garoppolo's not getting traded to the Packers. Niners would never do that. Remember Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan? Remember that handshake at the end of week 3? Or whatever that was? Yeah, that's not happening. It's not happening.
How crazy would that be, though? That would be the most insane thing to happen this season. Like, I was thinking about that last night. Just the most absolute...
408, strong start. But the movie fizzles out by the third act.
This is true. I didn't have much of a. To be honest with you, I didn't have much of a script after the Packers and the Niners played in the playoffs.
It's like a Vincent Chase movie in Entourage. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like
nothing there.
It's kind of like Miracle, where like Team USA ends up beating the Soviets. Then it's like the semifinal, and they don't even show the final game.
They don't even show the final game.
That's what it would be like in this 49ers game. They'd show the 49ers Packers at the end.
Any Given Sunday, they show the wild card game where they beat the Dallas team. Barry Switzer and the eyes left on the field, and then they don't show him losing the semifinals.
You can win by an inch. You can win by a mile.
Movie's great. I need to watch that before.
I'm just saying, look, man, I don't think it's going to be as simple as we're all saying, okay, well, Jimmy's a backup. Well, if you put him in, then, oh, man, they can go to the NFC Championship. They can go to the Super Bowl, and they just let him walk in 2023. It wouldn't go that way, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Trey's going to do enough to be the starter for this team.
Trey's going to play.
And I think the reason they kept the third string guy, the reason they kept Brock Purdy was because, look, man,
they may try to trade Jimmy.
There could be an opportunity to trade Jimmy. You know?
Do it to an AFC team.
Yeah.
Do it to an AFC team.
Absolutely.
Although I don't fear Jimmy. Hell, you can trade him to Seattle. I don't really care. Let's go to James on 680 real quick. James, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, my idea for the movie is in our universe, Trey Lance might just not be enough. It might just be too early. He's having struggles in the beginning of the season. This is how we open the movie. And then, at some point, a multiverse Jimmy Garoppolo to tell him how to win the Super Bowl, because in his universe, he wins the Super Bowl. And then he needs Trey Lance to come back to his multiverse to do something that only Trey Lance knows how to do in our universe.
Oh, my
So it's the Niner multiverse.
Oh, boy.
What is going on here?
I don't know what the hell's going on here.
I'll be straight up with you, James.
I don't know what the hell's going on here.
This is the
James, keep going. Keep James on the line.
Okay, keep going, James. I apologize. Was that it?
That's it. My boss is calling. I might be late and in trouble, so I'll see you guys later.
All right, don't get in trouble. Don't get fired. You know what? I don't know about this movie script.
Why not? 49ers win. Jimmy's gone. What more do you want?
I need it to be more... I need little playmakers in it. Remember Playmakers, ESPN? You guys are little young buckaroonies. Early 2000s. Playmakers, a show on ESPN. Only lasted one season. Because the NFL said the show is so real that if you air another season, we're pulling games off your network.
Playmakers. Young buckaroony. You think just because I'm a young buckaroony, I haven't seen Playmakers?
Did you ever see Playmakers?
No.
This is a homework assignment for you. Go on YouTube. I did this during the pandemic, and I watched the entire season again. It's all on YouTube. Playmakers. People know about Playmakers on ESPN. So the running back, who was their hotshot rookie, was taking a job of smoking crack at halftime. His dealer would come at halftime, serve him a crack pipe. Now it was the longest halftime ever. You know, halftimes in the NFL is, 12, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Halftimes lasted like 45 minutes, all right? But he was smoking crack at halftime. You had the wide receiver who came out as gay, and what they did was they released him and just said, hey, he's injured, but they caught pictures of him. The starting running back, was beating his wife.
Right.
He had to apologize, and then he had an affair with the reporter. I mean, Playmakers was ahead of his time. It was like the program mixed with Any Given Sunday. Give me a script like that. I'm in. Or Any Given Sunday, right? When LL Cool J beat up on Jamie Foxx in the bathroom. Is Debo going to sock Trey Lance for not throwing him the football? We need some of that.
Ooh.
We need some of that. It's the NFL.
Well, okay, Bonte, now we're mind melding here. Give me your movie. Come on, you're right.
The Resonator. That's my movie.
You want the worst possible things to happen.
I want the worst possible things to happen. I want steroids. I want Lattimore getting shot up in his booty for steroids. Remember that in the program? Got shot up.
Yes.
And then in the last game, he had all the face paint on. And the coach, James Conn, rest in peace, grabs his face mask, looks him in the eye, and he just looks down like, yes, coach, I did it again. I did it again. He's lifting weights after games. Ballers, maybe. Ballers is a good one.
Ballers is okay. Look,
see, Chris Wall, he said it. Those are fictional. They don't work without drama. Real life isn't always about engaging.
I was just going to say, no wonder that show failed. Who tunes into ESPN to watch a fake sports team show?
Dude.
I'm tuning into ESPN to watch real sports.
Storylines though were real.
Oh, my God.
Storylines are real. I mean, look what happened to Michael Sam. He was SEC Defensive Player of the Year.
You're tuning into Bryant Gumbel for real sports, not ESPN.
I'm more of a Greg Gumbel guy, but go ahead.
Good evening.
650, we lost Tim, Comcast Business Text Line. I think I might need to smoke a joint after hearing some of these movie plots. I understand that.
What's not to understand? Jimmy gets traded before the deadline and the Niners win. It's a very easy movie plot to understand.
I got a better one for the Niners, Steven.
Oh, God.
Derek Carr gets hurt for the Raiders. Jimmy Garoppolo takes over, gets traded to them, leads the team to the Super Bowl, plays Trey Lance and the 49ers in the Super Bowl in Arizona. The Niners beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl. I think that's every 49ers fan's dream right there. Am I right?
To beat the Raiders?
Jimmy Garoppolo led Raiders.
Oh, boy.
That would be wild.
That would be a scary
Could you imagine that?
That would be a scary
Could you imagine Derek Carr goes down before November, they trade him to the Raiders? I mean, they got to play him.
I tell you right now, the Niners will lose that game. It'd be too perfect. It'd be too perfect. Niners will lose that game.
Look, man.
It'd be too perfect.
I'm just saying. Could happen. Look, we got Bills-Rams tonight.
Yeah, I was just about to go there. Bills-Rams. What do you think about the Rams? Because last year I said they were going to fade. They didn't win a game in November. Next thing you know, they're Super Bowl champs.
Bonte, I'm going to correct you. You said they were cooked.
I said they were cooked.
You said they were done.
They didn't win a game in November.
Rams are cooked. That's what you said.
Rams are cooked.
I believe.
Did that work out well?
I don't think it's going to be a Super Bowl preview like everyone thinks. I do think the Bills are going to be the Super Bowl representative for the AFC. I mean, it's wide open. The Chiefs thing, like everyone is saying, the Chiefs are. The Chiefs are still the same. They got Patrick Mahomes, rightfully so, but Tyreek Hill was a damn dynamic playmaker. Like, for example, George Kittle. Damn. He said this about Kyle Juszczyk. He said that Kyle Juszczyk is the type of guy that clears up mistakes.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill does the same thing for Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Not every single throw is right on the money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tyreek Hill can make some unbelievable catches.
Yep.
That's what I'm curious to see with the 49ers this year. So I'm not feeling it with them. I do think the Bills are just too stacked. I know they made a coaching change. I think they're going to be a Super Bowl contender here.
Real quick, a lot of people text me on playmakers. A lot of people love playmakers.
Of course they do.
Tell you got to watch playmakers, you young kids. Young kids at home, watch playmakers. It's pre-HD.
Yeah.
It may get to you a little bit, but you got to have patience. Lasted one season. One season. And the NFL basically was like, ESPN, get this off the air.
You know, a lot of 49er fans coming at me for my movie idea. It doesn't sound like they're really into the Niners winning. Wow, you don't want your team to win a Super Bowl, huh? All right, fine. 650, nice guy, your movie sounds like a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe by the critics who don't know anything, but the audience score, try like 25.
That's not a movie I would have paid for, Lakeford. I'm not going to lie to you. I would have paid for the movie.
Who pays for movies anymore?
I mean, bootlegs, but still, I wouldn't even,
Bootlegs? What are you talking about? Just streaming.
Oh.
I pay for movies. I still go to the theater.
Bootlegs, birders. Remember the bird CDs?
Yes,
and stuff? Yeah,
yes,
okay, right.
yes, I do. You're not
like 20 years old. I don't know.
What am I, 20 years old? 29, damn it.
Oh, you pushing 30? You getting
pushing
old.
30, bro.
Getting old, bro.
Let's go. Can't remember a time when the Raiders were good in my life, except for like 2001.
The Rams last year didn't win a game in November. Lost to Tennessee on Sunday Night Football. Lost to the Rams on Monday Night Football.
They made the playoffs, huh?
They made the playoffs. They win the championship. But they've lost Andrew Whitworth, star left tackle.
Yeah.
He retired. Odell Beckham Jr. is not there. Von Miller's now in Buffalo playing on the other side.
That's a storyline tonight.
Matt Stafford had the elbow procedure.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson, he's now a new member. He's now a member of the LA Rams.
Good for him.
But Buffalo's loaded. Everybody's all over Buffalo, all over them. And I do think they're going to be really, really, really good. They get Tre'Davious White back, who, of course, should have been a Raider. We're not going to talk about that. They opted to draft for Gary Colley. Whatever. That didn't work out well
Great
for
pick.
them. You know, this game's interesting to me. How would McVay, because he had that long piece of ESPN about, maybe I'll walk away. I go crazy over this stuff. I can't take it. He's now married. He's got a new home. I'm very eager to see. Niner fans are going to be watching this very, very closely to see how the Rams come out tonight.
No, I think so too. And I really don't think I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen in the NFC. Like the AFC, it's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
Bills, Bengals, Chiefs, Chargers might be added on there.
I don't know if it's a safe bet. The AFC's wide open.
Man.
It's loaded. I mean, it's Miami. A lot of people love Miami. You can't forget about the Patriots. They're a playoff team.
Yeah.
I know we're all fixated on Aaron, Joe Judge and Matt Patricia calling plays possibly, but Patriots still were a playoff team. We'll see how they look.
No,
Chargers,
they're going to stink. Patriots are going to stink. I'm telling you, this is going to be like they're going to go under 500.
Colts
are going to be good. Colts are I was thinking about Colts are an old school football team.
Old school.
It's like you're going to run the ball. You got a statue of a quarterback. Good
receivers.
Yes, tough defense. Just an old school type of football team. Fantastic uniforms. Yeah. Old school type of coach, Frank Wright.
But you know what? That's another game. We'll go through our picks tomorrow. I think the Houston Texans could upset them in week 1. Houston would sleep on the Texans. I'm not saying they're going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to be a lot better than what people think.
They're high on the Texans, huh?
6 wins, 7 wins, maybe.
Damian Pierce is a good player.
Very good.
I think I have the Texans at 5 wins on the season. No, 5 wins.
I got to make maybe 6.
We always talk about this, Bonte, within the NBA. Your League Pass team.
Right.
NBA League Pass, they have it where you can watch any game, and you kind of choose a team other than the Warriors to watch every night. I mean, you could take your pick at a League Pass team. Who's going to be like your NFL Plus team this year?
NFL Plus team
where you go back and you feel like you got to watch them.
Couple teams. The Chargers won.
Yeah.
The Chargers are that team for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Dolphins. Because I'm very eager to see what Mike McDaniel does as a head coach. Baldy's high on him. I never really knew what he did with the 49ers other than kind of design formations or whatnot. He's got all that speed. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Gesicki at tight end. Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds. And then you have Tua. And I was a big fan of Tua at Alabama, even though he stuck it up in that national championship game against Clemson. Miami, and the Chargers. And then I have a close eye on the Raiders. Are the Raiders going to change? People forget the Raiders were in the playoffs last year, and it got down there inside the red zone. They had a chance to tie it. They had a chance to win the game, right?
Yeah, it's close. It was really close. Look, I'm actually with you on the Dolphins. That's my you took my answer. That's my one NFL Plus team this season because I love Mike McDaniel as a head coach.
Yep.
Like last year when he was an offensive coordinator for the Niners, seeing this dude speak at the podium, I'm like, who is this guy? He's super sarcastic. It doesn't sound like he takes the job very seriously. He answers these questions. He's very insightful, but at the same time, he's funny. I'm like, who is this dude? Right. And now he's a head coach with the Dolphins and all that speed.
All that speed.
I mean, hey, be on the lookout. Like, we didn't even mention the Dolphins could be one of those teams. Like, if Tua struggles,
they could be in for the Jimmy Garoppolo.
Watch out before November 1st, man. Because the things that he was saying about Tua, Mike McDaniel, that is, kind of said the same things about Jimmy last year. Very accurate passer, one of the most accurate that I've ever seen. That has those terms.
Right.
Miami's
an NFL Plus team. Chargers because they have Khalil back and Bosa on both sides.
Yeah.
Herbert, I want to see what he does in year 3.
J.C. Jackson with the Chargers
J.C. Jackson, yeah, that's a good move for them. And everybody's hyping up Herbert. Gotta forget the Chargers didn't make the playoffs last year, and the Chargers, until they prove it to me, are still the Chargers where they're either going to be leading games by a lot, like the Tampa Bay game last year. I thought Brady and the Bucs were done. They come all the way back against the Chargers. We saw the Sunday Night Football game against the Raiders, the last game of the season. The Chargers, they're the Chargers, but they're interesting to watch. They're always in great games. They're always in great games. And I'll give you a bonus team.
Ooh.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, there's one. It's a good one. Yeah, I like that. They got a speedy backfield.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts, a lot of them question marks at quarterback, though.
Yeah.
Like, is Jalen Hurts going to be that guy? And Bonte, quite frankly, I don't think. Like, if they're going to lead the NFC East, I think the Cowboys are going to take a regression here.
I do think the Cowboys are going to. Yeah, I don't like the Cowboys at all.
If the Eagles end up winning that division, like, I just don't think Jalen Hurts is that dude that's going to take them deep into the playoffs.
Nah, we saw it last year against Tampa Bay. They got roasted, and he did not look good at all.
He's not the guy, in my opinion. I don't think he is.
Devontae Smith, I think he's going to have a big year, though.
Yeah, I drafted him in a couple leagues. I do like Devontae. The attention on A.J. Brown, the attention on Dallas Goedert, one of the most underrated tight ends in all of football. I think Philly's another team, and I'll give you one more. I'll give you 4 teams.
Ooh.
I'm interested to see what Minnesota does. Justin Jefferson's going top 3 in leagues.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
You like that?
Kirk Cousins. Big year for Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook. I always love me some Dalvin Cook. He's a Florida State Seminole. I love Dalvin
I know
Cook.
you got to get to the flex moment of the show, and I'm not going to give you a chance to respond to this, but Justin Jefferson, speaking of this, I think the gritty, overplayed, overused.
It's done.
Over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I'm over the gritty. I'm just going to say it. I'm over the gritty.
Are you over the dab?
Of course, been over the dab.
The Giants still do it.
Well, that's fine, but the gritty has lasted for 3 seasons, Bonte.
Once Christian Pulisic did it for Chelsea, it was over.
Did he really do it? By the way, Chelsea's struggling, as well as Liverpool. Liverpool got smoked yesterday.
Liverpool will be fine. Manchester City are scary.
How about Tottenham?
No one cares. No one cares about Tottenham.
Oh, I do.
Richarlison.
Top 4 right now, baby. Tottenham hot. Go Spurs, go.
Yeah, the Richarlison thing, it's like everyone learns about Richarlison because he's part of a top 6 team. Like, that dude has been a beast within the Premier League.
Tottenham. Watch out for him. Right now, they're better than Liverpool. Right now, they're better than Chelsea.
Go Blues.
Don't forget what they did at Stamford Bridge. Or Stamford Bridge, whatever that is called out there in Chelsea. Remember what Tottenham did? Tied that ball game up. Tied it up. Harry Kane with the equalizer.
Was that your English accent?
Harry Kane with the equalizer.
Good Lord.
The equalizer. The equalizer.